It just hit me that neither of us talked about which one of us wants to do an intro. So welcome everyone. I'm Enter the Hero, and Pink is also here.
That I am.
And this is the Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode 227, I believe.
227.
Yeah.
I like it.
So Pink, what's coming out on your channel this week?
What's coming out on my channel? Dead by Daylight with Mike the Rat Guy. And I think there will be an episode with Mike and Alex and no, we didn't record anything with Corn this week or the previous week rather. So yeah. Mike, Alex, and maybe soon, but no Corn. Corn's been absent lately. But outside of that, I've got nothing. I might record something Civ related later today because I've been going on a Civilization binge, but I don't imagine I'll really push that at the forefront unless I feel like it's something I really want to do.
Yeah. Well then, on the group channel, nothing. I genuinely
Ooh,
think it's nothing. So yeah. Pink, what have you done this
I
week?
what have I done this week? Well, let's see. The 2K20 whatever the year this is 22 DLC
Yes,
came out this week.
the Yokozuna's S DLC.
Yeah, big boy DLC. We got all the big boys. We got the Yokozuna. We got the Rikishi. We got the Umaga, the
And
Umanga.
the Katana
Some could
Chance.
say.
The biggest
Yeah, and then
biggest of
Katana
Samoan
Chance,
S's.
who stands in at like 4'9", weighs about 65 pounds. It's like,
She
yeah,
has the biggest of
what a
Samoan S's.
colossus there.
But yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, that's a fun DLC pack right there. I really enjoyed all the new reanimated moves they gave us. We got a new Rikishi driver, which is awesome because it comes with a nice pin combination, and those always look so smooth, buttery smooth, one could say. Um, Umaga, finally, he's back for the people. And it's his first appearance since his death, and his last appearance was back in SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. So it's been
12 years,
uh
I guess.
12 years. Yeah, I don't know why I was stumped on that because it's yeah, blah blah 2022 now.
It's 222,
That was simple
222
math right there.
VC.
But yeah. Super stoked to have Umanga back. That was the first match I played, and the first match with DLC, I was playing against Roman Reigns, and then I threw Roman Reigns into the barricade, and he got stuck there. I actually uploaded a clip to Twitter, like, here's my first match. I broke the DLC already, because yeah, he got stuck inside the barricade. Then I tried to squish him out of the barricade, and that just squished him into the crowd even further. So eventually, I was just testing out all the moves that Umanga came with on the referee because Roman Reigns wasn't having any of it. He was sitting out in the crowd just observing casually. I was like, "Oh, okay, man, you do you." So
You
a
should have
funny
hopped the
thing,
barricade.
no, no. But funny thing is, I actually went and grabbed a kendo stick from underneath the ring and started smacking the ref with it. And the ref was completely no selling it. He'd go into the like stun animation from when you get hit with the kendo stick, but you wouldn't actually take a bump. So it's like we were in a constant loop of just me smacking with the kendo stick upside the head and him just consistently taking it and not taking a bump. So eventually I had to smack him down and jump off the top rope and, you know, murder him.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. No selling piece of crap.
Speaking of no
But
selling, I recently learned that Kevin Nash was like in a movie, and the prop person messed up, and he got stabbed for like he got shoot stabbed. Kevin Nash did, and he no sold it.
that's Kevin Nash for you. I love Kevin Nash. But
But yeah,
yeah, the DLC was very fun. I really liked the content they gave us in this first pack. Really, really happy to have Umanga back, as I already mentioned, because
yeah,
it's been a significant amount of time. He was one of my favorite monster heals back in the day. My world heavyweight champion back in my SVR 2008 GM mode. Remember that game?
yeah.
Oh man.
I have it next to
Oh
me.
man.
I have it next to me.
I believe it. I have it next to me, but it's actually not there. It's just a figment of my imagination because I've been
Yeah, it's
scarred mentally by it.
whenever you close your eyes, you see it.
I see it looking back at me. It haunts my every waking moment. But yeah, all the character models as well. They looked fantastic, very spot on. I commend the creative department or whatever that is, the art department. One would say because yeah, all the character models looked spot on. And usually there's always like one or two maybe that kind of looks just off or inaccurate, but everything here, yeah, looked great. I was very impressed. Very impressed. Can't wait for the next upcoming waves of DLC.
Yeah, you can't wait to play as Machine Gun Kelly and Logan Paul,
Oh
can
hell
you?
yeah! And that's the final pack they're giving us, the big celebrity pack with
Yeah,
Rob Van Dam.
yeah. The biggest of
So
celebrities,
that's
Rob Van Dam.
yeah. What a celebrity that guy is. Oh yeah, Rob Van Dam. 420 YOLO baby.
Yeah,
But
that's the band in Japan pack. I mean, technically true. Rob Van Dam and Logan Paul would be arrested if they went to Japan.
probably,
I mean,
probably.
Logan Paul has been genuinely banned from Japan, I believe, for the stunt he pulled. And Rob Van Dam smokes too much pot. He would be jailed. Machine Gun Kelly is the least criminal out of those three.
Somehow, who would have thought that? How odd, how truly odd. I'm so confused how they got Logan Paul put into the game.
Money.
But who was paying who? And why?
Vince is paying Logan Paul so that he can get more money in the long run. I
Sounds
think.
accurate. Sounds very accurate. But yeah, that more or less sums up my week because I didn't really do anything else. Last night I decided to do a Civilization tier list based on what was all best for beginner players because I'm gonna try to get Mike to play with me soon and Alex sometime this year. We'll see if that happens.
No,
But
it won't.
yeah, I was like, hey, while I've got free time, it's 10:30 at night. Let me just go ahead and start up a little tier list and give my thoughts and opinions on all the top tier and lower tier civs. And then next thing I knew, it was 1 a.m. I was like, oh, I should probably go to bed because I've got stuff to do in the morning.
Like,
So I
judging from my experience, at most you'll get him to install the game, boot it up, and then when you try to explain to him how it works, he'll just go nah, and then just like not have fun, and then quit in the middle of the game. That's
nah, fam, I think I'm good. Logs out.
yeah, that's pretty much what happened when we tried to get him to play Guilty Gear XX.
Right.
Like,
How dare he? That's such a fun game.
I was trying to explain, like the basic things of like, hey, Mike, you can hit with these buttons. He went, no.
Well, sure, you might be right. Those buttons might be able to make me hit things, but no, no.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Beck is for blocking, and he actually was really good at blocking. Like, I have to commend him on that. But like that was like, hey, if you like if you press down and backwards at the same time, you block low, and he was like, well, okay, but I won't use it. Why not? Like if I'm hitting you low, and I tell you, hey, this is how you block low. Why don't you block low?
No, no, fam. I'll take the hits. I'll take the hits.
Yeah,
I deserve
I'll
them.
I'll take the bump. I'm putting
I'll
you
take the
over.
bump, brother.
But yeah, yeah. I haven't had great success in getting Mike to play anything. And then I've honestly I've kind of given up because like Gartic Phone was fun. Like even he liked Gartic Phone, I think, and regardless, we haven't played Gartic Phone since then.
Yeah, Gartic Phone was great. I think the big issue with that one though is that it's rare that we are all able to get online at the same time to play it together.
Yeah,
And then, if you try to give Mike a schedule, it's like he's kind of unreliable in that regard. You can't really schedule with Mike. It's just if he's on, he's there. That's cool. But you can't force him to make a deadline or make a time slot for us.
yeah,
Gartic Phone was definitely fun though. We need to do that again.
yeah. Sometime.
Yeah.
I guess it's my week then.
All right.
So let's see. What did I do? Uh, well, uh, I did draw some things. Let's see if
Oh,
I
what
can
kind of
find it.
things?
Many things. Uh, and
Oh,
so yeah, I'm gonna So I don't know where to fucking start. So I was bored and I didn't know what to draw. Like I usually don't. Like
yeah.
that. So I was just like, hey, I'm gonna fucking draw like fucking whatever, all of my OCs, and then I also put in two other additional characters because whatever. Like I think I just gave up on not having OCs. Like I don't put in as much effort into them as most other people I see, but like I
Right.
legitimately can't give a fuck. So yeah, that's this. I figured I'm just gonna like update this um whatchamacallit, this like sketch layer whenever I make a new one, and then once it's full, I'm gonna make like a proper full art with of all of the characters.
Yeah. Well, let me open that in a different tab because the white kind of drowns out all the scribbles there.
Yeah, like the um so the newer OC and the old Fox one, I think turned out pretty good. The rabbit, you can tell it's the second time I've drawn the rabbit, and I only fucking drew it there because I was like, well, all of the other characters are canine, and that's not really showing off what I can do. And I mean, the rabbit isn't good, but it's different.
Yeah.
I like the skater dog. It doesn't have a name,
I'm a big fan.
but yeah, I did also go and make the two that I thought was good as separate things, which this is one, and let's
Nice.
see the other if I can find it. So funny thing about this one that I don't know if you know, but this guy was named by W actually, because I'm shit with names.
Ah.
So we were joking around about naming him, and just one of them stuck. But yeah, I don't know.
What's the name?
Oh, Big Ball. That's it.
Big ball.
Yeah, because he has a big ball. He also have a
That's true.
and he also has a large weight on the end of his sight. I don't like you can tell from the perspective because I tried to do like I don't even know what to call it, like old KOF 90s like Dutch angle, fucking like fisheye lens, something or other. Like basically, I tried to make it so um he looks very long. I guess is the best way to put
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And so like, you can see because of the perspective I tried to do, but the ball is about us like it's about us tall, a bit taller than he is, and twice as wide.
Aha.
So
That's fine.
so yeah. But yeah, I did these, and then I also have another drawing that I'm gonna have to come back to later because it needs context.
Uh
So yeah, it's not Sonic porn this week.
oh.
So yeah, uh, so I also finished Digimon World Next Order,
Right.
which I posted about,
Yeah.
and that game is good. Like the funny, while searching for information, I saw multiple people be like, I would not recommend anybody to get into Digimon through this game because it's like very obtuse in many ways and things like that. But
Mm.
it's also not like it's not a true RPG. I guess is a way to put it. Like it has a lot of RPG elements. It is the most closely defined as an RPG, but it's not really an RPG. It's a pet raising game with RPG elements more so than it is an RPG. And so that turns off some
Right.
people. It's actually kind of why I like it though. Like if I wanted to play Pokemon, I could buy Pokemon. Is the thing,
Yeah.
and focusing more on the pet racing aspect sets Digimon apart, or sets at least that game or that series of Digimon games apart a lot to me, to the point where I actually like I would like more games in this style than just normal RPGs because it's different while remaining similar enough to not be too new, I guess. Too
Yeah.
alien. There we go.
Yeah.
That's a better way to put it. But yeah, um, and then that sent me down a rabbit hole, and I think I may be back into Digimon. Is the thing because I wasn't like I watched Frontiers. Do you know anything about Digimon, Pink?
I know nothing about Digimon.
Okay, so long story short, the first three seasons are considered like classics. The fourth season, called Frontiers, is Power Rangers, but instead of turning into Power Rangers, people turn into Digimon, and
Okay.
that one is considered the first bad one. That one is also the only season that I've seen before now.
Yeah.
And like I liked it and well enough, but you know they didn't broadcast any of the other seasons, so I just kind of like, and that and also the games weren't easily accessible to me, so I just didn't really like keep up with Digimon.
Yeah.
So then World Next Order got me back in, and I was like, I'm gonna check out what's up. And for one, there's gonna be a game releasing in like a couple of months called Survive, and Digimon seems to be on a horror kick lately because Digimon Survive is fucking, it's like the Nonary games where it's a visual novel with escape room gameplay. Also, it's Fire Emblem from what I saw.
Ah.
Like the combat, because they showed off there's gonna be battle scenes because there has to be battle scenes. It's a bat raising thing, and in the battle scenes looked like Fire Emblem. So that game is gonna be interesting. Also, like you know, the characters can die from what I remember reading. So you know, for kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then before I move on to the next thing, which is tied to this, I also wanted to just summarize my playthrough of the world. But I need to find a specific picture. So yeah, this yes, this this summarizes kind of what going through Digimon World Next Order feels like sometimes. I'm gonna post it into the pictures tab.
Okay.
Gabumon died for our sins. So yeah, this is this is what I wanted to do to one of my Digimon once. It was being a shit kid. But yeah, so while getting back into Digimon, I learned that there's a currently ongoing season that's also more horror themed called Ghost Game. So I
Hmm.
watched that. It's actually kind of good. Like, it's,
Oh.
yeah, like, it's, you have to temper your expectations somewhat, I guess, but like, to me, it feels a lot like Ghost Stories, the subbed version, not the dubbed version, because the dubbed version sucks. Like,
Eh.
but very controversial take. I don't like the dubbed version of Ghost Stories because I like the actual like series instead of like the abridged series that they made in the dub. And like whenever it comes up, people only like care about the dub when the
Hmm.
original is actually like good. It's not great. Don't get me wrong, but it's it's a horror series aimed at kids, and it does that pretty well, at least for the time that it came out. And Ghost Game, Digimon Ghost Game, feels very close in how it is, in that it has like it has mature-ish elements, but there's also bits where the like it's not too scary. It's scary enough, is what I'd say for children.
Yeah.
It also tackles some things like I didn't expect, and I guess spoilers for Digimon Ghost Game for those who care, but yeah, I didn't expect the main character, the Pikachu of the series. I didn't expect them to get a fucking body count, but they do. Yeah, I binged the whole series in a week. Like I did. Usually when I watch series, I do like 5 episode viewing sessions because usually that's how long it takes for me to get burnt out for the time being.
Right.
This one I watched the first 5 episodes in a session, and then I watched all of the rest of the episodes in another. And there are things that other people seem to dislike that I don't. Like it's very like there is an overarching plot, but it's also very episodic, and the focus of the episodes is more on the episodic stories than the overarching plot that is regardless still getting slowly built up to. And people seem to have had enough of the episodic stuff, but I don't mind it because it's like that's how you do the kind of horror that the show seems to be going for. Like it's like okay, the closest thing that I can compare it to is Scooby Doo. Like it's a
Oh,
monster of the week thing where they go around and they hear like a campfire story about this or that ghost, and it turns out to be a Digimon,
I see.
and then they deal with it in well, one of some ways. But yeah, I enjoyed the show. And part of that is that the characters seem to be written well, at least considering it's an anime. You know, hey,
Yeah.
Hey,
all right, Dabyot, what's coming out on your channel?
let's see. Probably nothing. I'd like to get something in. Just well, no, that's probably not true. I'm actually in a bit of a strange situation in terms of schoolwork because finals week. I've been so busy in the last couple weeks because I've been doing a bunch of papers. Just recently, I had to miss out on a lot this week because I was doing a health and sociology paper, and it looks like I'm done with papers and all that for the next few weeks. It's just going to be like it looks like it's going to be nothing this week, and then the next week will be finals, which of course finals are terribly stressful, but they are not work heavy, right?
Yeah.
However,
Yeah,
the trouble is that one of my classes does not have due dates except for at the half semester mark, right before spring break, and then again at the very end of the semester. And the trouble is that when you have a class that doesn't have due dates on the work, that inevitably means that you are going to prioritize the schoolwork that does have due dates. So, in the space of the next 3 or 4 days, I'm going to have to do 7 chapters of schoolwork, which is not ideal. However,
Yeah.
get that out of the way, which Tuesday night is the due date, I believe. So, Addy, if it turns out I'm not available for fighting games are on Tuesday, that's why. But once I get all that out of the way, it looks like my schedule should just be open. In which case, I will probably try to get something up and out on the channel. Of course, there are some classes that do not announce what they're going to have on a given week until that week starts. So there could be one or two classes that's at the last second, like, hey, fuck you, here's another last week of schoolwork before finals, dipshit. Enjoy. But barring situations like that, excuse me. Barring situations like that, I should have more time starting on Wednesday to do shit for my channel and to do more shit with you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, it depends just on what they throw at me.
Yeah. All right. So if you go to the pictures tab, you will see our Lord and Savior Gabumon.
I saw that. Yes, I did see that.
And yeah, that's a summary of my playthrough of Digimon World Next Order.
What a mysterious Jogo.
I don't know why I thought we were going to say what a mysterious JoJo. Fuck.
Well, Matt almost certainly said that for a JoJo game at some point. So,
My favorite JoJo is Marie Antoinette.
well, what?
Her name was.
Let them eat cake.
Yeah, let me check her proper name, but she was a JoJo. Like shoot JoJo.
Like Jesus?
Let's see. Her name is Marie Antoinette Josephine Jeanne. Okay. Oh no, there it is. Josephina Johanna. That's why she's a JoJo.
Oh, so people are just going through history and saying everyone who has a name like that is a JoJo?
Yeah.
Of course. Ugh.
I mean, I did like the art that I saw that come out of this of her doing the fucking Josuke pose. Like it was well done art. But yeah. So I beat Digimon World Next Order. It's fun.
All right.
I wish there were more like I wish they would release like the new world game that's built similarly because this one came out in 2016 for the Vita. So you know. But yeah, and then after that, I went down a fucking rabbit hole and I got back into Digimon. Kind of.
Haven't you been getting back into Digimon for a little bit?
No, it's literally just world started a thing of me getting more interested in Digimon again.
All right.
But yeah, so as I was telling Pink, there is this the currently ongoing season of Digimon called Ghost Game, and I watched all of that. And it's Digimon seems to be going for a more like horror team right now, with both the new game coming out and this series.
For the kids.
Yeah, for the kids. Like the new game is just the Nonary games with Fire Emblem Combat and Digimon. From what I understand. So I will probably be buying that because I'm interested in the Nonary games anyway. And it would be funny. But yeah, Ghost Game is to me like a spiritual successor to Ghost Stories, which the sub version, I mean, not the dubbed version. Like proper Ghost Stories, not the abridged series that they broadcast and made in America. And yeah, I really like the characters. Like I really like how well put together it is, because like, you know, it's a thing like it's not a like high bar to hit, but I appreciate that they introduced the main mascot character Gamamon, they introduce him. I was like to the main like human protagonist guy. They introduce him by saying, "Oh, he's gonna be your younger brother," and then they actually like write the two behaving like that. Like there was a period where they were learning to live with each other, and then now they actually behave like their brothers, and like that's I like that because I don't see anime actually do shit like that a lot. Like say something and then actually go through with it. But the Ghost game is kind of like this, where it like does things that I don't expect the anime to do. Like I didn't expect Gamamon to have a body count, but he does. The protagonist of the series kills people sometimes. Like, and for the kids.
Yeah. They got to learn about it sometime.
Yeah. But I just really like that.
Hashtag for the kids.
Yeah. But overall, like I've just really enjoyed this series so far. There's an episode coming out like today. I'm probably gonna be watching that tomorrow because it takes like a day to get here. But yeah, and I really like how it pulls off that like I don't know what to call it because it's like I want to call it eerie, but it's not really like eerie. It's like the thing of like I can see what it's going for. It's not really working on me, but I can see what it's going for. It does it well enough. Like it is a pretty good horror series aimed at kids. Like Ghost Stories was.
Okay.
And then let's see, because I wanted to pull up some pictures. But yeah, there's also the thing of like I can enjoy the series more just because I actually learned how things work. Thanks to World Next Order and freaking. It's weird to see that shit is actually consistent and that game pulled off how the game or how the world is supposed to work that well. But yeah, so the mascot character, just so you have some point of reference. This is the mascot character. This is Gamamon. He he genuinely behaves like a 5-year-old while he's in this form at least, and has killed 2 people. Because why not? For the kids.
They
For
probably
the
have it coming.
kids.
I mean, they did deserve it. Well, okay, one of them deserved it. The other one was in self-defense, so technically he's clear. But still,
He's
For
not quite a
now.
murderer just yet.
yeah. But the thing that that I learned is that apparently the Digimon, like the lore in Digimon, is that the reason the characters look the way they do is because like basically the programs are mutated in a way that took inspiration from the internet. And then I look at the shit like fucking I forget the name of the guy we left at last week. The guy who looked like the guy from Final Fantasy 7 or not 7 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, like then I look at that design and shit like this, and this is one of Gamamon's evolutions, and I go, yeah, I can see, like I was kind of weirded out by fucking Leomon, but like honestly, if we go by the designs evolve with the internet, I'm surprised there's not creepier designs.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, one thing that
The
I don't.
internet gas gives him a penis.
But yeah, so one thing that I don't quite get, and they haven't explained yet, like the characters, like the series calls it out as being out of the ordinary, that the characters of the main 3 Digimon can evolve and then devolve, which is not something that they're supposed to be able to do. There's no explanation for why they can do it yet. I don't know if the series will answer it, but it's playing the long con with stuff like that. So maybe it will, maybe it won't. Now, similarly, this is another thing I wanted to point this out because it's like, yeah, the Edge.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
so they have Shadow, I see.
Yeah, yes, big Shadow the Hedgehog energy. This is the form he takes when he kills people.
I see.
But it's like it's
Hegemon.
yeah, but they treat it as a separate character, and it's like it's weird, but not really. It's kind of. Let's see what specifics I can point out. Well, the reason I gave all of this background info. Oh yeah, I guess one thing that I still need to give context for is that Gamamon makes up words, or not really makes up words. He uses different words than what actually is supposed to be. Like he gives names to things like a child, because he is, and then he uses those names instead of proper names. And that's how, thanks to the translation, that's how Chocolate became champion. And chocolate is his favorite food. So I did my first bit of fan art. Actually, I tried to draw him.
Oh, shit. Hang on, I'm switching over. It's taking me a little bit to switch
Yeah.
over the things I'm doing right now. Yeah. Oh. Oh, now I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, this came to be because when I tried to draw him, he looked like he was tripping balls. So I was like, okay, I guess like whenever I tried to draw him multiple times, and every time it just looked like he was tripping balls. So I was like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing now.
Canon.
Funny thing is, the Japanese actually does say that. I did my best to actually write that out.
He does get stoned at some point?
Oh no.
Oh, you mean the Japanese text at the top?
Yeah, the Japanese text at the top. The subtitles say supposedly say the same thing, like the Japanese words, because I watched the series with subs, because I think that may be the only option to even watch it right now. I don't know if it's dubbed yet, but yeah, I watched the series with subs, so I figured it would only like it would feel closer to the actual thing if I try to do it proper and just have it be said in Japanese and then have subtitles at the bottom. Now, the series has some pretty interesting like setups, I guess, for episodes. Like, with series, usually you should watch the first 3 episodes and then decide if you like it then, or at least
Yeah.
that's what people usually do. On top of that, W, if you are willing to, I would recommend watching the 10th episode, because the 10th episode's premise is, what if when you get 20 win streak in Street Fighter 5 online, Akuma rips out your soul and makes it into sake. That's the
Oh, I
premise.
see.
And that's that episode. Like that's what that episode deals with. It fucking there's a fucking moment, like they go to a guy, one of the one of the humans is good at video games. So they go to him and he pulls out his arcade stick to beat Akuma, and then they have a fight, and then Akuma is being controlled by another character, and the other character cheats by switching to a hitbox, pretty much. So it's like very funny to watch while also knowing how fighting games work, because it's kind
Yeah.
like you can tell that it's not right, but it's close enough. So like that one, I think you may be able to enjoy if you can put up with the whole premise of the Digimon being there.
I personally can't see myself watching it. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
No,
But
just not for me. You know.
yeah. But yeah, there's like great moments in the series. There's a character who starts out as a there's a character that kind of gets built up as like the big bad of the first couple episodes, and then he comes back later, turns good, and then they recently did an episode where he actually got like a chance to be on screen because he's a side character. Like that's actually a thing that they did good in that like sometimes, or a lot of times, because it's anime, you focus on the main cast. But once again, just recently they did an episode where a zombie virus takes over the main Digimon, and the Digimon that were bad but turned good because they were misunderstood. They weren't actually genuinely bad. Okay, the guy I'm talking about genuinely was bad. Now that I think about it, he just regrets doing it now. But yeah, so there's this whole thing of the kids having to defend themselves from their partners and stuff like that, and the guy gets a great scene because how do I say this without spoiling stuff too much? But basically, the end scene of the episode is the guy busts into the wall to the person who is responsible for the zombie virus and stealing his shit and then just going I'll take this and leaving. This is not even a main character. This is a side character that they gave that scene to. And yeah, that's like I'm really enjoying it. There's a lot of great parts, and like they tackle some things very interestingly, like death because the main character kills people, but no, like the death of somewhat major character, I guess, like a major supportive character, is what sets off the what sets off Gamamon on killing people. But it's but they also like try to deal with letting him like deal with it and trying to portray that somewhat realistically like a child would, in that he gets it but he doesn't.
Yeah.
And then what else was there to really say? Because there was something else I wanted to point out about. Oh yeah, I really liked how there was an episode where oh okay, two things I guess, and then we can move on. But yeah, so I really liked how there was an episode where they try to teach him into independence and let him go to the store while everyone fucking follows him around because he's like 5. And then suddenly just like I don't even know who to say. What's the guy from Watchmen? the
Rorschach?
No, the blue guy with the dick.
Oh, Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, so suddenly Dr. Manhattan shows up and he's like, I'm gonna kill y'all.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
as you do.
Yeah, so then they have to fight with Dr. Manhattan while also following the 5-year-old. And of course, because it's Dr. Manhattan, they can't really beat him. And then the other one is I really liked how there was an episode that mostly focused on the female lead and her girlfriends, and they just fight Satan. Why not? Yeah,
As you do.
for kids.
Gotta do it for him.
Yeah. I guess. Oh yeah. That the one last thing I suppose is that I like the way they decided to do some of the characters as well, because like the protagonist is kind of just like there. He has a personality, but it's basically just that he's everyone's step stool.
As anime protagonists tend to be if they aren't hot energy young man who loves fighting.
Yeah. And wrong word. So but on the other hand, I really liked how one of the characters is just a weeb. Like that's his character trait. He is a fucking weeb, and they make fun of him. Like that's the thing. He's the comedic relief character where he's afraid of everything. He can't actually do anything. But he's just a big weeb. He's also the guy who's good at fighting games. But then there's an episode where they're in a dream world, and he realizes that he can actually that he can control the dream. So he starts doing anime shit, and he's actually kind of cool because because he starts behaving like a protagonist because he has the confidence to do anime shit. And it's like it's that thing that I like, that they can allow the side characters and even the comedic relief to have their moments while still maintaining status quo.
Yeah.
Like it's just a well-made season, I think, at least so far.
All right.
And then, did I do anything else? I don't think I did. I played Paladins, I guess.
I assume Pink already talked about that while I was out.
No?
I actually did not, because I forgot about Paladins.
Yeah, I don't even really know what to say about Paladins. Oh, they allow you to play with keyboard and mouse on console.
Hi-Res seems to be good about that.
Yeah.
My God, could you imagine how much better I would have been at Siege back in the day if I could use mouse and keyboard?
Right.
Because I sucked at Siege back in the day. I'm not gonna lie. The little time I put into Paladins, I was kind of thinking, "Oh no, it's back to me being the stinky one."
I don't know. It's really hard to do things when you just like die
It's hard.
immediately.
It's hard to gauge because teammate incompetence seems to be a lot higher in that game than most other multiplayer games, and I don't know why.
Elo.
I suppose so, but why is the enemy team coordinated?
High as Elo.
Meanwhile, I'm playing heal. Like if I'm not playing healer, the rest of my team just splits off in different directions. If I am playing healer, it seems like the fucking teammates are trying to run away from me.
Yeah. Yeah, I
No,
feel
God,
that.
don't heal me anything but that.
My favorite is being Pip and going with combat medic, so I can heal people off of normal shots, and I also have the healing flask. And people just start doing John Wick stunts to go away from everything. Like I have it.
Yep.
I have it built so the healing flask heals through walls, and they still dodge it. I don't know how.
You gotta make the real technique is you gotta matrix dodge your healer while still getting hit by the enemy.
Yes. And then blame them.
Or the classic is when you set up a perfect defensive position, and as healer, you've got all your healing shit in one area, and it's like, oh my God, if we stand here, we can just kill everybody just staying here. We can just camp. And of course, you get the tank sticks with you, but the other three teammates are all like, all right, later.
Yeah, let's go on down those final kills.
Or the real shit thing is when the tank's the one that leaves, and the only one who sticks with you is the guy who's supposed to be a flanker anyways. He's the one that's like, oh yeah, I'll turtle.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I also really love really love at round start when I go to the point, and then all of my teammates look in the middle, see me standing in there with the entire enemy team, and they go, he'll handle it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had a thing just when I was in practice mode for payload, which they can call it siege, it's payload, it doesn't matter. But when I was in the practice mode for payload, there's one map that the AI, the routing is set up wrong. And there's just a considerable stretch of the map where you are the only one there, and it's on the main payload route. There is a stretch where you will be the only one pushing the payload because the AI is mapped to go around it for some reason and just not go there.
Nice. But yeah,
It's definitely like it's definitely a good bit stinkier than Overwatch or TF2 in a lot of ways. I won't say it's like explicitly just a ripoff because they do have enough designs by now. They're just so weird and out there. And there is the item mechanic and shit like that in the
Oh
different
yeah, it's
card
very
decks.
unique.
Some of the character designs are just straight up ripped from Overwatch, though. You have to say that.
Absolutely.
I mean, both Benny
Like, you
Lamompa
play
and
that
Pip are
Victor
just
dude, and he
Junkrat.
is just Soldier 76.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. Either which way, yeah, that's... Like I said on the Discord the other day, I'm going to hold off on playing that game unless I'm playing with you guys, because I think I've had just enough instances of I have to play healer, or else we get stomped.
Yeah, you have that problem. Meanwhile, I want to play healer, and it always gets insta-locked in my games. Always.
Oh,
Like
see, no, the thing is, I have to pick healer even if we've already got a fucking healer, because whoever picks healer plays combat medic.
Yeah.
It's like that heal button is just there to fuck with them.
It's there for mix-ups.
I've had several times now where I've joined into games and I see it gets to the end game scoreboard and I look at it and our team support did 0 healing. How? You literally didn't press the button. But it's a free-to-play game. That is the thing. It's a free-to-play game. So there's probably lots of little kiddies getting on there. And it's like, I pressed the right trigger like in the Fortnite.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we need to play Fortnite because now we can do the Sakura dance. As freaking
God.
As Rick from Rick and Morty.
They added Sakura and Blanca from Street Fighter, and with them they added unique taunts, and one of them is Sakura's sway dance she does.
I don't remember Sakura from Street Fighter.
Ryu girl. The girl who wants to be Ryu.
Ah.
But yeah.
The interesting part is I've not seen anyone put Blanca's little taunt on anybody yet, which I imagine will be like, you get Rick Sanchez to do the old, because it's his old Street Fighter 2 win pose, right? Where he does the roar and he starts backflipping in place.
Put that on like fucking, I don't even know, John Wick.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman. Did you see?
Fortnite is so big by this point that you can put it on any famous character.
But not 2B, because 2B is too busy. That's doing the chicken dance in PUBG.
Chose the wrong side of history, she did. Mike did unironically suggest the other day, it was probably a week or two ago now, but I was looking for games that we should look into as free games that are cross-platform so Corn can join in, because Dead by Daylight is nice, but we're not going to be playing it forever, or at least hopefully not. And I don't want to leave Corn behind wherever we go. And that's why I brought up let's try Paladins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the alternatives were Fortnite or Brawlhalla. And I was like, all right, Paladins it is.
I mean, there's also Splitgate. I've had it downloaded as long as I've had Paladins, but neither of you did.
Right, true. I still need to get on that myself.
How big is the download size on that? It looked pretty, and I'm not allowed to have pretty games.
I need to check. Give me 1 second. Fuck. There we go. Okay. I hope the PC PlayStation Store actually tells you the size. But it's the fastest way I can check.
Off topic, but I just wrote Spiller instead of Spoiler. I don't think that makes much sense.
Spiller, Gandalf kills Snake.
Dumbledore. Gandalf kills Dumbledore. You heard it here first. That's his secret.
Dumbledore deserved it.
That's Dumbledore's secret.
Did you call him Dumbledore?
Yeah.
You're darn right I did, because I don't know what his actual name is.
Dumbledore.
Okay. Double dwarf and hair grid.
Yeah. Oh, it's 15 gigs.
15 gigs. That's not too bad, but I am up
But
to
it's
30
pretty
gigs.
bad.
I'm gonna have to borrow someone else's phone.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but it's pretty bad. But yeah.
Yeah, well, of course, there's Among Us as well, but my thing with Among Us, I like Among Us. I think it's an interesting possibility, but Among Us, I think, is the kind of thing you have to do if you've got a friend group of like 20 people. Because generally speaking, if you've got only like 5 people, that kind of game of intrigue isn't quite so interesting.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm also not paying money for it. Fuck that shit.
No, I'm not. No, I know you're not going to. That's why I'd buy it for you. I did say to Mike at the time, I think that Among Us is going to be a hard sell for Addy.
Like, it's not often that I veto games, but I do it sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I know that like Among Us is something that there is no one enthusiastic about. It's just in terms of stuff that all of us can do that we can include Corn on, right?
Yeah. I don't even remember what other games even have crossplay. Smite does,
It's
but
a shockingly
Yeah.
shockingly small list. Thanks, Sony.
Yeah.
Origami has
Yeah.
crossplay, but there's only so many slots in that one.
I do not remember what Origami is.
It's a third-person stealth game that has in the first game it's up to 2 players, and in the second game it's up to 3 players, I think.
Ooh, yeah, that's not a.
Didn't we play
Generally
Origami?
speaking,
No.
like generally speaking, if we have how it works with Mike and Corn is just hop on if you're available. And generally speaking, most nights we end up with 4 people. If not 5 or 6 or even 7, because great. Because by now there's not just those 4. Of course, there's you, Eddie, there's Soon, there's Goku, and even sometimes there's Ted. So yeah.
Indeed.
There is, you know what? There is Minecraft, isn't there?
There is.
And Corn loves Minecraft.
He does. Does he?
Corn adores Minecraft, doesn't he?
I don't know. I actually made a joke the other week where I was saying,
What?
"Oh yeah, Corn loves Minecraft," because
Oh no, I thought you were
who
being
was it?
serious.
G-Man.
Corn was the one that got into the fight with Ted about Minecraft because Ted was saying Minecraft's a trash game and Corn was saying it's great.
Maybe I was crossing the streams of reality when I was making that joke. But I actually didn't know that because G-Man was telling Corn to go put on his clown makeup and shoot the execs at whatever company was making a Minecraft movie. I was like, no, he wants the Minecraft movie. He loves Minecraft. Minecraft is like his baby. And I actually didn't know that he did like Minecraft or that he had even played it.
I'm trying to think. Would there be any obstacles to Minecraft? Did they ever give Minecraft as part of PS Plus?
No.
That could be a problem then.
Yeah, that could be a problem, and also if we want to play together, then you would have to all of you on PC would have to buy the Windows Store version.
I don't think that would be a problem for me or Pink or Soon, but Mike might get pissy about having to sign up for an extra account because he always gets a bit stinky about that.
Yeah, and that may be a problem.
Never. Or rather, I'll get around to it eventually, and then eventually, within a month, turns into I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna look up a list of crossplay games and then Veep in that order. Hey guys, Back for Blood.
Conveniently enough, me and Soon do both already own that.
Yeah, nice.
Because it was part of the Ukraine bundle.
Oh boy, Destiny. We can play Destiny 2, y'all. I own Destiny 2. In fact, we all own Destiny 2 because it's free. Fuck.
How about Paladins?
What? You could have.
How about Paladins?
Yeah.
If we want to play free FPSs, how about we stick with one that isn't an MMO? You know what I was thinking when I was playing Borderlands? I was thinking, yeah, I really like this, but you know what? It's missing more grind.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
want an FPS that feels like shit, but it feels like shit for 200 or 2,000 hours instead of just 20.
Yeah. We can play Call of Duty, any of the like best 4 ones.
That is actually, well, that one I think the problem again would be price, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, not just price, but also the fact that Activision fucking refuses to compress their files.
Yes, it's got to be the only. Well, it's not that they refuse to; it's just that they know they don't have to compete. So having to compress files is something for the lesser game companies, for the
I
lesser
guess.
franchises.
Wait, what? No. No. No.
Yes, yeah,
For Honor. I don't know when.
way.
I don't know when. I don't know when. I don't know how. For Honor is on this list.
Oh man.
It has
Oh
it has
man.
crossplay between PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC. Apparently,
You're gonna have to brush off my lawbringer skills.
you're gonna have to brush off your salt.
Myself, I'm still covered in it after all these years.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. If y'all are up, I actually will re-download the game just so we can check out if it works. Like we need to check out if we can actually somehow like do the crossplay, because like that seems dubious to me.
Yeah, but that's not something difficult to look up. I imagine you can just look up For Honor crossplay.
Sure.
The trouble is sometimes when they are making crossplay lists, they include games that have cross progression, but not actually.
True.
crossplay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
They'll say like,
okay.
"Oh, Civilization 6 has crossplay." No, it doesn't. It has
Okay,
cross progression.
this was March 10th. They announced it. Phase 1 being
Is it
introduced
coming
March.
or is it there?
The Phase 1 was coming March 17th. Let me see when the. Okay, what is Phase 1? Okay.
There are phases?
Yes, they're gonna be doing it in 2 phases.
Phase 1, everybody can only play Shinobi and Orochi. Was that his name?
Which one?
Well, help me. The samurai that was halfway between samurai and ninja.
Yeah, Orochi, I think.
Yeah, there you go. Honestly, I'm sure there's a lot of painful parts of For Honor that I'm forgetting right now. But every now and then, I do get that feeling like, I wish I was playing Warlord right now.
Okay.
It's just too good being able to spinebuster people all over the map.
That is true.
So, phase 2 is what we're waiting for. Phase 1 is alright, but it's not good enough yet. So what's happening is Phase 1 allows for crossplay through all of the platforms. Phase 2 will allow us to actually like get in the same group.
Ah,
yeah,
I see.
They're still trying to figure that out, and they said that Phase 2 will be the launch of Phase 2 will happen at a later date, as it is currently under development, and that's probably the latest we've heard about it. Let's see, do they have any like news?
You know, on one hand, the prospect of going back to it is frightening. On the other hand, having a coordinated team actually would deal with one of my major issues with that game.
Yeah. And a while back, I did grind out the customization I wanted for Ramusha, so. So yeah, I'd be down for this once Phase 2 is out properly, I guess.
Yeah.
Then let's see what else. Dauntless. What's Dauntless?
Good question.
Yes, I'm looking it up because the news are not loading. Ubisoft is such a great company that even their websites don't work. Okay.
Please, Sony, lift those franchises from Ubisoft hell.
They will need to pry Eve Guillermo's fucking skeleton lich hands from them. So Dauntless is described as a free-to-play co-op action RPG. And it looks like shitty Monster Hunter. So I guess we could play shitty Monster Hunter if y'all are up to it.
Ew, yay.
Yeah, it's on Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox and Xbox PC and the Epic Games Store, the best one.
Yay.
Chivalry 2. It's totally not dead, we swear.
Chivalry 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, price point would be a problem,
Yes.
but
Oh, I
guess
know.
we'd see how Chivalry has progressed past Mordheim stealing its thunder entirely.
It hasn't, from what I understand.
Or not Mordheim. Mordheim's a Warhammer
Mordhau.
game. What's it called?
Mordhau.
Mordhau.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see how I got those two confused.
Y'all, the Hypest game has crossplay, and we are not playing it right now. Farming Simulator 22.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I saw that. That would be funny for a one-off episode if they happened to give it away on PS Plus.
Yeah. There's
because it was already a little bit wacky with 3 people. Imagine the pandemonium of 5 or 6.
Yeah. Genshin. that's not even on Xbox. All right. Anyway, Hood, Outlaws and Legends. I own that game through PS Plus, so we could play it technically, but y'all would need to pay for it, and you shouldn't. Like I can just tell you right now, you shouldn't. If it's not on sale, don't buy it. Even on sale, think about it really hard. Like
Flex your brain.
Like it's kind of like Payday, in a way, but it's like stealth, like mostly focused on stealth. And then when you mess up the stealth, or when you get close to winning, the game spawns an enemy that kills you in one hit and can die.
Is that the sheriff?
Yes.
The sheriff of Nottingham? Oh, I was actually kind of joking. Is he voiced by Alan Rickman?
I don't think he has a voice.
Probably
in the game.
not.
Alan Rickman's been dead for 5 years.
I
so
know.
If he was, that'd be incredible.
But yeah, I played that game a bit because I wanted to actually give it a chance, and it's all right, I guess. I mean, doing it with randos was fucking pain, and then even when we work together properly like a team, the game's end phase is standing around the money while it gets evacuated, and then you get flooded by 50 million guards and the sheriff, and you don't have melee. Like, unless you go with the specific melee classes, you don't have melee. So yeah.
Oh, is the sheriff like in Payday? They had. I don't remember if you guys ever played on one of the difficulties where they actually would throw these out. But in Payday, there's a specific special cop type called the Cloaker that will sprint up to you while making woo noises and then roundhouse kick you, and that's an instant down. Is it supposed to be like that? Where he can be killed, but he's like very fast and very deadly?
No, he's kind of the opposite. He moves really slow. When he's close, the camera shakes and shit. And he can get downed, but he can't die. Like, if you use an ultimate on him, then he goes down for a bit. But aside from that, he's not really killable. You can just like kite him, more or less.
He's the Juggernaut.
Yeah, bitch. So yeah, like it's a thing where like I think we could have fun with it, but it would require for the game to work together, and also for y'all to probably not pay for it.
I also got it through PS Plus. Keep in mind.
Ah, yeah, true.
So get fucked, Pink.
Yeah, so Pink, only you have to buy Hood, Outlaws and Legends. You, Mike, and Korn.
It is our
Whoever
duty
else we-
as American citizens.
Trick into it, poor bastard.
But yeah, I mean, actually, we might be able to sound Mike on it because it's like Dead by Daylight, but the killer is AI. That's it.
We need to phrase everything in terms of that.
Yeah.
It's like Dead by Daylight, except it's kind of not.
That's how I'm gonna finally get him to try Total War. Well, it's like Dead by Daylight, but instead of one killer, there's thousands, and they don't show up until the very end of the game. And you compete with the other survivors to get resources until the killer shows up. And sell The Sims to Mike is Dead by Daylight.
Still Dead by Daylight, but you're playing as the killer, and you're in the character selection screen.
The killer is taxes.
Yeah. Let's see. Apparently, Overwatch has crossplay.
It does.
No, I can't
there's-
conscientiously do that.
Yeah, me neither. There's Paladins. It's close enough.
Yeah, Paladins is close enough. There's Paladins and there's Team Fortress. There's not really any reason to go back to Overwatch.
I freaking love Overwatch.
We can play.
Do you love the rape?
No, can't say I'm a fan
I was
of
about to
that.
say, choose your jokes carefully here. Oh man.
There's that. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah. No. Okay, we can do that one. What can we do? Need for Speed Heat has crossplay apparently.
The what?
Yeah, Need for Speed Heat.
Heat.
Yeah, I think that's the new one. That we can play Nerf Legends. What even is that?
Oh man.
All right, Nerf Legends. It's
Leggings.
it's like what's that game? Shit, the other battle royale that looked kind of like Fortnite but was X'd. It was something Reborn. Battleborn? No, not Battleborn. That was the one that came out
Realm
before.
Royale?
Which one?
Realm Royale?
No. Fuck. There's something project, Darwin Project or something like that, I think.
That would make sense. Survival of the Fittest would be a good theme for a battle royale.
And yeah, the Nerf Legends looks like that.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. Do we have any like? No. Okay. I was looking
Are
for
there
like
any fighting games with crossplay other than Street Fighter V?
yes, actually. Fantasy Strike.
Well, you don't like Fantasy Strike, but we might honestly be able to get Korn and Mike on that one.
I mean, it's not that I don't like Fantasy Strike. I don't enjoy playing Fantasy Strike, and there's a difference. I don't have an overall like opinion on Fantasy Strike because it's like just there. It's not hurting me really. But yeah. So that's basically me saying I would be down to giving it a chance if you can convince them, but I doubt it. You know.
Well,
And
I
then
think now the priority, at least for Mike, is for me and Pink to finally get him to play Forest with us, just so he'll remember that games exist other than Dead by Daylight.
We can play MLB The Show 21. I need to open my mouth wider, apparently. Over enunciate everything so that I can actually be fucking understood. Shit. Anyway, yeah.
Is there anyone on the forum that's a baseball fan?
I don't think so. No. Aaron likes baseball, from what I remember. No, wait, I'm mixing it up. Because like
the guy with easily the worst attention span on the whole forum loves baseball. What? Shut the fuck up.
Wait, doesn't G-Man like baseball?
He totally does. The Sox and his name, Sox Steve, whatever
Yeah.
his name is, it comes from the. Is he into the Red Sox or the White Sox? Oh, it doesn't fucking matter.
The Blue Sox.
There's a difference?
Yeah, the difference is whether or not they've been washed with anything pink.
Yeah.
How recently have they played against the Pink Sox? That's how you know.
Yeah. You know, aside from G-Man, I guess I'm the closest to actually like liking baseball in that I can tolerate it. Like I'd be
I
down.
can tolerate it. I'm not like Ted where I launch into a rage at the mere mention of it, but I do think it's a relatively boring game.
Yeah.
I like the Mario All-Star Baseball game on the GameCube way back in the
Well,
day.
I liked Wii Sports Baseball, but that's a different question altogether.
Let's see. Overcooked has crossplay, but only the all you can eat version, I guess.
That would be a fun one, but my God, could you imagine the anxiety fit that Mike would have with that game?
Yeah, and I mean like I don't know how
Meanwhile,
anxiety.
on the other hand,
Yeah.
I think Korn would thoroughly enjoy that just because the rest of us would all shit ourselves while he'd kind of take it easy.
I don't know. Like last time we played Overcooked, the whole thing was just me yelling at the two of you to do things.
If
And
memory serves, it was both you and me yelling while poor Pink was caught in the middle.
yeah, Pink was whimpering in the background.
I didn't
That's
sign up
that's
to
just
be on Hell's Kitchen. What have I
that's just
done?
that's just how Overcooked goes. I also play Overcooked on the Switch with the rest of my family, and again, it's all yelling.
Yeah.
Just like a real kitchen.
Yeah. Finally, I understand. Yes, she was an idiot sandwich. I understand now.
Here is the lamb sauce.
It is too dry.
Ram Royale crossplay.
Is that still
Oh,
in existence?
I don't know. It's on the list, but I don't think so because freaking there's also another one that's also got shut down. Hyperscape. That's also on the list and it got shut down. So yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Riders Republic.
it parts, and there's a wrestling ring in the middle, or at least so I hear.
There's Riders Republic. It's there. That's a money thing as well. Well, a money thing, and it's also like just fucking like motocross, and I don't think any of us care about motocross.
Well, I haven't seen Stewie in a few years, so no.
Yeah. He got lost in the big socks.
That's how he went from G-Man to Sox Man. Was he captured Stewie,
Yeah.
absorbed his soul.
Rocket League. I have negative interest, but hey, that's also really a money thing, I think.
Negative interest. Wait, Realm Royale is still in early access?
Oh my
Nice.
God!
Nice. Great.
Okay, so Paladins was in early access in 2016 and didn't officially release until like 2018. This Realm Royale was published in early access back in June of 2018. It is now whatever month it is. Are we in April or May? It's still April of 2022. That's a significant amount of time right there.
Boy. Alright, Rogue Company. Do any of us know what Rogue Company is?
Is it a? It's a song, isn't it?
No, that's Bad Company.
It's a song, isn't it?
It's a team-based multiplayer shooter. It looks like it kind of just looks like She Left 4 Dead.
Well, the thing is, we've already got pretty easy access to good Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. Oh wait. This looks different. Okay, it's not She Left 4 Dead. It's what the hell is this? I can't tell. It looks like APB. Kinda.
Back from the dead, baby. All points vary bulletin.
Shit.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah. Secret Neighbor. I think that's also a money thing. Because I think it costs money. And that's why it's a money thing.
Well, that one actually almost could sell to Mike on basis of it's Dead by Daylight plus Among Us. Which I think might be the ultimate anti-Addy game.
Nah, add soccer. And cars, maybe.
Soccer, there you go. And sailing.
Yes. Now just overall give it a pirate aesthetic, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, some pirates are cool.
Yeah, some are.
The generic pirates are just no fun.
Yeah. Spellbreak. It's not on PC, it's on the Epic Games Store. Get it right.
Oh boy.
I mean, that shouldn't stop you, at
Technically
least.
speaking, all of us do have Epic Game Store accounts. It's just I don't remember my fucking login.
It never installed on my PC. So, hey. Spellbreak is a multiplayer action spellcasting game. Okay, that doesn't really tell me much. Alright. It kinda looks like Naruto to Boruto, Shinobi Strikers. I guess. Is the closest
Is that a soccer
approximation.
game?
What?
He just asked, is that a soccer game?
Not yet. Wait a couple of seasons. Oh wait, it's just Magic Fortnite. It's just Magic Fortnite.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Star Wars Squadrons. Yeah, that. I guess we're not interested. What is Star Wars Squadrons? That I cannot like say that word for some reason.
It's
think
one
I've
of
heard
those
of it
fictional
till
words they
today.
made up to fuck with you. It's one of those words we, like, in charge of the English language, came up with just to fuck with foreigners.
I wrote in
Yeah.
I wrote in Star Wars Squadrons with a D. Shit. Oh, okay. It's Battlefield 2. Not Battlefield. What the hell was the name of it? Shit. The old PS2 Star Wars game. It's the cockfighting game mode from that thing.
Jedi Starfighter.
I guess so. Yeah, it's just that. We can play Super Animal Royale.
Why does that sound like the coolest Royale game I've heard of?
It looks like
2 minutes.
it just looks like Clip Art Pink from what I could tell.
Ew.
I'm gonna see if I can send you a picture. I mean, I guess we could play this if y'all want. I don't know. Oh, this is the first time I see gameplay. It looks like the promotional art that I saw. So there you have it. It's in the gaming tab. That's what this game looks like.
I wonder if that game had a budget.
Probably not.
You know, that reminds me of the free-to-play MMO, quote-unquote, game that I was playing on Steam like a decade ago, where the gimmick was it's hyper simplistic pixel graphics and there's thousands of players running around. Oh, but I can't recall the name of it. Carry on, I'm useless.
Alright. Super Bomberman R Online, which is free.
Oh man.
We could play Bomberman. We could play Bomberman. With Pyramid Head.
Oh,
It is that game. I'm not
now
even
I'm
joking.
sad.
But yeah, we could play Bomberman again. But with more Pyramid Head, I guess.
Every game needs more Pyramid Head. Wouldn't you
Yes.
agree, Pink?
Absolutely.
I wanna boot up the next Pokemon and just have Pyramid Head be there for no reason.
He would fit in that weird, creepy ghost town, honestly.
Super Mega Baseball, I'm assuming we're not really interested in either, because there's 2 of those that have crossplay. The new Borderlands game has crossplay, apparently.
Oh,
Not 3, the one
three?
after that. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Oh, interesting.
That's a Borderlands game? I keep
Yeah.
seeing advertisements everywhere for it, and I'm like, I have no
Yeah,
idea what that is. It looks
yeah,
nasty. Get it
that's
off
a
my screen.
that's a Borderlands game, but they took out the predefined classes. Like you, or rather, they still have classes, but they're not characters anymore. They're just classes, and then you make a character for yourself. Apparently,
I
Like
don't
a
like
nerd.
that.
yeah, I don't like it either.
A lot of the fun of Borderlands was like, here's Salvador and what Salvador does. Characters are so much more characterful.
Yeah,
How odd.
Well, you know, it probably was because pre-sequel established the tradition that now the characters need to speak, and they probably decided it'd be easier on the budget to make them into generic characters so they don't need to voice act them.
yeah, maybe. But yeah, there's that game, and then we have the trifecta that we will definitely play. For one, World of Warship Legends. Then World War Z, which isn't even on PS4, by the way.
Eh,
And the best one for last, WWE 2K Battlegrounds.
yep.
I refuse to believe that's crossplay.
Apparently, it is.
Oh, dude, the other day, I was watching YouTube with the family putting up on the TV because that's just about the only thing we can do nowadays is stream it from our phones and put up on the TV. And at one point, they passed by Stone Cold Steve Austin in every video game compared. And at one point, of course, it starts showing him in Battlegrounds. And my family just goes, "What the fuck is that?" And I just kind of had to go, guys, I can't offer an explanation for that one.
What's that? Bad.
Stink!
Stinky's wrong.
Did you say sting? No, I said stink!
Apparently, Ark and Astroneer both have crossplay. And like it's supposed to be a partial cross-platform support. But they said that they would like cut them up with slashes, and there's no slash. So I think it's supported on everything at the same time. I don't know how this works, but Ark apparently supports Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Switch, and Astroneer supports Xbox One, PS4, and PC. And I also own Ark on PS4, so
That is true. It's a very grindy kind of game, but I think if we.
I
The
think
trouble is that when we're
yeah.
setting up the server, we can't set it to too insane a number so that the game just plays itself. But you gotta admit, both Corn and Mike would be super into that game.
Yeah, they would be, and then like I would have fun killing y'all probably like we did last time.
Oh, well, that'd be one way to make Mike mad.
Like I don't think Ark was one of the games where we could set the thing, which is why we didn't play it more than once. Like we played the
It is.
we played the other game, the I'm forgetting the name of it, the Conan the Barbarian game. We played that one like multiple times because you could set the resource gathering to be a lot faster, and we thought we just got nowhere, and we were like, well, this is not the game for us, and left kinda.
Yeah, I definitely remember for certain that you can do it in Ark because I think Conan was imitating Ark when they did it. But I think with Ark, we were just stuck trying to figure out like how do we tame dinosaurs, and we couldn't figure it out, so we are just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we'll be missing out, but we can play this universe online. That sounds bad. Like it, I don't know why, but that just sounds like not good.
I'm inclined to
Yeah,
agree.
it's not really like it somehow survived, but not well, to my understanding.
The game has been out for decades now.
I remember when I was but a wee lad, my grandfather told me of how in his youth he used to play the DC Universe online.
Apparently, MK11 has crossplay with everything that's not PC.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. Hmm. I'm still trying to see if. Oh, okay,
We
yeah,
might want to move
yeah.
on at some point because we're not getting very exciting results here.
Oh, Roblox. I'm trying to see if I can find anything interesting, but not doesn't seem like it. Yeah, no, that's
The
pretty much
thing
it.
is that the game
Yeah,
that has had the most success from crossplay is Fortnite. So a lot of the games that we're looking at here are free to play games for kids.
yeah,
I think the assumption, generally speaking, is that adults are more likely to actually try and link up with their friends to buy the right platforms, whereas kids are more so circumstantial, whatever their parents or grandparents happen to buy them. So they have more need for cross-play, free-to-play games because they otherwise don't really get a choice of what to do with their video game.
Yeah.
yeah, and then also Sony is being a stinker.
They are, but they've kind of slowed that down for the past couple of years, and still we're not seeing much in the way of cross-play games for adults.
Yeah, that's also true. Apparently, Quake has crossplay.
Yes, Quake 1 does. Now that they've updated it. Yes, I mentioned that. I mentioned that to Mike. That would be a fun one, but I can't see it going past 3 or 4 sessions, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's our lot for now. So yeah, we need to look into Splitgate. Maybe For Honor, depending on whether or not it actually gets the update that allows us to play together.
Yeah.
There's also Paladins, and I guess Hood. I guess, do you all want to play Hood?
Well, I suppose it's better than playing literally nothing, but I think, like, the thing is, realistically speaking, I think the crossplay thing is mostly for Corn's sake, and I can't see Corn having so much free time within a year or two that we will need more than like just 3 or 4 games, especially because Dead by Daylight's probably going to go for another year, possibly another year or two.
Right.
Like, I think between that and the possibilities of, like, I don't know, Paladins or a couple times with Among Us or a couple times with whatever else, I think we're probably fine. Like, in terms of, like, for us, like the three of us, like, for one thing, when I get my internet put back in, I can just start playing PlayStation again, which means that's more stuff I can do with you, Addy. And there is still stuff like Tabletop Simulator and Guilty Gear that we can all do on PC. Like, Korn is the only one who is just exclusively has to be on console no matter what. Addy, you can at least, like, the truth be told, Korn's computer is probably better than yours, Addy, so he probably actually can join in for the light processed games like that, but we haven't brought that up with him yet. I'll have to bring that up next time I get to talk to him, actually. But, what was I going to say? Like, in terms of stuff for the three of us to do, or just anything that Korn isn't involved in, like, I don't think we're necessarily at too much of a lack for options, especially once I get my internet back.
Yeah. All right, I guess W talk about your week.
I was confused, like, oh, is he going to keep going? Okay. So, yeah, my week, let's see. Yeah, been mostly schoolwork as per normal, though this probably is going to be the last time I'm going to be able to say that, which is crazy to think about. Because Yeah, once finals are done next week, you're podcasting with a college graduate with a bachelor's degree, boys.
Oh man.
Nice.
I'm educated.
What are you getting educated in, by the way? Because I don't think we ever asked.
Well, they only offered sociology and psychology for online schooling, so it's sociology.
Ah. All right, so you'll be a sociology major, and my family is pushing me towards becoming a psychology major. so we'll have both ends of the shit stick. Pink, you need
Sociology isn't so bad. Like, I want to say, like, I don't know how it is in Europe, but in the States now, 80% of college students are going for psychology majors.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
I don't know how it is over here either. I didn't really look into it. It's just like my family is like, yeah, it would be nice to have a psychologist in the family, and I haven't told them yet that technically, even if I like properly get like a degree in psychology, I can't examine them because the data is biased.
Yes.
Like, you know, it's the same thing of like I can like raise hypotheses about things, but like I can raise hypotheses about things like currently too, and it won't have any more weight then because data be biased. You need a third,
Mhm.
you need a like a third party to interfere with that shit for it to be hopefully like withstanding. I guess is that the right word?
I think so. Yeah, stand up to scrutiny.
Yeah. So like I'm still gonna have to talk with people about whether or not I guess they think it's a good idea and why. Like I need to actually like have proper arguments about whether or not that it's a good idea because I don't want to waste time and money just for nothing, you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm not sure if I could go back to being like I don't know if I could go back to learning stuff because like I used to be a good in academics. Like I used to be able to learn a lot, except for the last year of high school where I don't know what happened, but shit just didn't stick. So it's yeah.
I was just gonna say sometimes your mind is on other things.
Yeah. And so it's like yeah, like maybe I'll go into psychology, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, continue. So yeah, you're getting finals done.
Yes. Let's see. But outside of that, in terms of actually interesting stuff I did this week, I have got started on Spider-Man Remastered. Is that game shorter than I think it is? Because I'm at 54% of the game done, according to the little progress thing. And I've only just done the mission. What is the mission? The mission where you go into the Martin Lee's office and feast, and it's like, holy shit! Look at all this! Look at this orgy of evidence. You know,
Yeah. Well, how much did you spend on picking up the collectibles and stuff?
a fair bit, but I didn't do what I did last time, where I just entirely ignored the main story in favor of doing side shit.
Yeah. I mean, you have to consider with games like these, like, considering it's an open world game inspired by Ubisoft's thing, is that like if they have a completion percentage, 50% is the story and 50% is the collectibles. So if you have the overwhelming majority of collectibles, that can also push it past 50%.
Yeah, I'm just wondering because like Miles Morales is actually surprisingly short.
Well, let's see. Um, after that, Peter dies, and
Ah, you play the rest of the game as Ben Riley, right?
then no, you play the rest of the game as Miles because
Ah, I see. Who's the Peter that you see in Miles Morales then?
Ben Riley, his face
Oh,
fucked up.
now it makes sense.
But yeah, Peter dies, and then what happens after that? Peter dies again. He does it a lot.
I
Peter
see.
just dies a lot. It's very unfortunate.
Aunt May becomes Dr. Octopus.
Yes,
She
she
always
takes
And it turns
was.
out it turns out the real identity of Mr. Negative is Mary Jane, right?
No, it's J. Jonah's editor.
Oh, I see. It's Jared. I see.
Yeah, Jared.
Which is why J. Jonah hates Spider-Man.
Yes, because it's a negative rubbing off on him.
It's the negative fart gas.
Yes. But yeah. So
Okay, so
yeah,
how close am I to actually finishing the game?
I'd say about halfway there.
Okay,
Like
that makes sense.
once Peter dies, I call that the halfway point.
I see. I do know about the important character that dies, by the way.
Oh no, I'm not trying to. I'm not saying that to skirt around the death of a character. I'm saying that to skirt around giving spoilers to Pink because we're doing the playthrough. Well, on paper at least.
On paper.
Oh, I forgot about that. I did remember when the opening cutscene started. I did remember you guys having naked Peter dive out the window. But other than that, I forgot you guys were trying to LP that game.
Yeah.
Also, it's comical that in the remastered version, you start with at the bottom row like 20 costumes already unlocked in case you want to play Japanese Spider-Man or Maguire Spider-Man right from the beginning, I guess.
Yeah, we also would have had those, but I played through the game on hard, getting ready for the game, so we could have naked Peter at the start.
All right, yeah, that it's a good game. I am forgetting, looking back, there's some stuff that's considered an unlockable skill in remastered that Miles Morales is just a core skill that you start with. I find that a bit weird. Also, the arsenal of is there anything to do with focus in the original Spider-Man other than just healing yourself?
Ultimates.
You mean suit powers?
No, ultimates. Or what ultimates? The beatdown moves.
Combo finishers?
Yeah.
Those just come from combo hits.
Well, they come from focus. The combo is built focus faster, but they come from focus. Or at least they use focus, I think.
Huh, you might be right. I'm gonna have to go back and check that. In Miles Morales, they very much do not.
But
Because Miles spins
yeah.
from focus to use Venom powers.
Yeah, at least in the PS4 version, it takes 1 bar of focus to use 1 charge of the combo finishers, and then it takes 2 charges to kill an enemy with a weapon, I think. Oh no, it's 2 charges to kill it's 2 charges to kill a big guy.
I'll have to check that. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's I don't know why, but the Mary Jane and Miles Morales sections are considerably less painful now that I'm knowing about them ahead of time. I do find it a little funny, like how in some areas they try to be really accurate to the comics, and in others they just don't bother. Of course, the big one is Mary Jane being a journalist instead of a model, despite the fact that she still looks like a model. She still looks like a model. That's the thing. Is that they made her not be a model so that she's not out of Peter's league and it feels less ridiculous to have a loser be dating a supermodel. But she still looks like a supermodel. Her bangs are enormous. That one big swoop of bangs gets me for some reason.
But did you not pay attention to the best part of the game? Mary Jane's collar icon.
What'd you say?
Like the picture that comes up of Mary Jane when she's calling you.
No, I don't think I've paid attention to it. No.
Let me see if I can find a picture of that.
I gotta say, I'm really worried. They've already had one scene in the game where Yuri and Silver Sable are standing next to each other. And I was looking at them and I was going, motherfucker, they have the exact same hair model, just flipped. And I'm really worried that MJ is going to stand next to him. And it turns out all 3 of them have the same hair model.
And then they do the fusion dance. And then they form Aunt May, who also has the same hair.
Yeah.
No, I
And
cannot.
Black Cat's here. It turns out Peter's just got bad mommy issues.
Yeah. Oh, and there's no pictures of her caller ID thing. Shit. I have a picture
Is
of
it
it.
not just a regular picture of her?
Well, it is, but it's very awkward the way it's framed.
Ah,
I do have a picture with it in it, I think. Let's see. Is it actually like saved or probably not? Oh yeah, no, it's not saved. Shit. Okay, whatever. Never mind then, I guess. But yeah, it's like she looks like she's very angry, and like Peter told her to smile while she's also on the phone.
that would be funny if that was the case.
But yeah, that's the best part of the game. That and freaking I don't actually know. Where was I going with that? Where did the thought go? Shit. I guess that's the single best part of the game. Mary Jane's caller ID.
I guess so. All right. The other thing I put some time into is the WWE 2K19, and I wanted to ask a question. I think I've asked this question before, but I just at least want to highlight it if Pink doesn't have an answer for it because it's absurd. So I just for a laugh downloaded Create a Wrestler of Vince Russo, right? And I figured, oh, this will be funny. I'll drop all his stats down to nothing and make him a jobber, right?
Right.
And the other day I was having him jobbed at Tatanka. And Tatanka hits all his moves, yada yada yada. Vince Russo's got a red torso, red head, his health meter is down to nothing. Okay, into the trail, Samoan drop, whatever you want to call it. Pin, Vince Russo kicks out. I have set all of his durabilities to the minimum. I have set his pin escape to the minimum. Fuck you, he's still going to kick out. You need 2 or 3 finishers to put him down. What the fuck?
I would double check his payback to make sure he doesn't have the
Durability?
resiliency equipped.
That would be a good idea. Yeah, let me actually go ahead and just check that. I don't know why. It would seem obvious to have Russo's payback be set to low blow, though.
You would think, but I've downloaded many a CAW that I think by default all CAWs come with resiliency, and you have to change that to something else yourself. So if the creator forgets to change that, then congratulations, you've got somebody with resiliency who has no business using resiliency.
Nope, his paybacks are possum and low blow.
All right then. The only other advice I can give you is to set the sliders, set the finisher damage to maximum, and hopefully that should do the trick. But otherwise, I have no idea. That shouldn't be possible.
I set the match to fast, and I can tell you that I definitely put the finisher slider to max.
What the heck, man? Russo's going to business for himself.
This game hates me, I've noticed. Just constantly. If it's a match, sometimes it just goes completely fucking random. That's what gets me. It seems like there's just a random RNG of whether or not the guy's going to actually fucking lay down on a given pin attempt. Because I've had matches, I swear to God, it was like Stone Cold versus The Rock. The match starts. I go through the basic stuff. And I've set it to a slow, right? Slow match. All right. And these guys should be about equal overalls, very high overalls. Okay, hit the elbow drop, signature. Okay, I'm just gonna pin for the sake of it, just because why not? 1, 2, 3, Rock goes down after only a single signature, no finishers whatsoever. What? I have had so many goddamn matches in this game where it was a normal match, regular guy versus Vince Russo or some other jobber, and the guy just insists that he has to take not 3, not 4, but 5 finishers before he goes down.
Oh lordy!
I have had instances where I have got it so much that the injury mechanic kicks in. Right, they get the super dark red, which indicates they're injured and will be injured in future matches. They still won't get pinned.
Nice.
So that leads me to a follow-up question of have 2K okay, so 2K20 added literally nothing, right? It only took away?
um, kind of. It's different. I don't know what best way to explain it is.
They got rid of a bunch of create modes, right? No create a championship.
That was 2K20.
No, I'm saying 2K20. 2K20 only got rid of stuff. It didn't
Oh,
add
that's
anything.
right. That's correct. That's correct. I was saying my brain defaulted to the latest release.
Yeah. It added literally nothing, right? It just took shit away.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Okay. And of the stuff it took away, did it only take away like weird esoteric create modes like create a victory?
Yes.
Okay. And 2K22 brought back some of the features, but mostly focused on a crap GM mode and showcase, right?
Yes.
The only real values of 2K22 added were the enhanced gameplay. Okay, the follow up question is does 2K22 make it where the AI goes into business less for itself?
In the modes I've played, yes. They there are definitely times where, and it's actually been patched recently. Previously in a match for normal moves, like your suplexes and whatnot, the AI would get up way, way, way too fast, and it would feel like they're no selling all your offense. It's like, what the hell, man? But in my experience, it seems that finishers tend to actually finish the match on a more consistent basis than the previous games did.
Okay, and I have another question. Can you switch between signatures and finishers? Or is
You
it
can't
still like it was?
switch between them, but using a signature does you don't have to use your signature to get your finisher, and if you get a finisher, your signature doesn't go away. The signatures are stored much in the same way as the super old Here Comes the Pain, Shut Your Mouth finishers are stored. So yes, you get three kind of like special meter bars, and with 1 bar filled, you can do a kip up. With 2 bars filled, that just adds an increased stock to your loadout. But with 3 bars, all three of them filled, that means you have a signature and you can hit that at any point in the match you'd like. And the finisher gauge, the meter, is its own
So they
separate
did.
thing, not tied
So
to
they did it
the
like All
signature
Stars, where
whatsoever.
there's separate. They did it like All Stars, where there's separate signature and finisher meters.
Yes.
And I assume separate inputs for signature and finisher.
Yes.
Okay, and do they build up in different ways, or do they build up in the same way, where it's just hitting and taunting?
They sort of the same but different. With the signatures, those build up by the moves you do, and they build up passively as you're also getting beat down. But the finisher meter only improves with the more offense you're dealing, so you won't gain meter from taking a beating like you would for the signature meter.
I see. Okay, and can you build up multiple stocks of signatures and multiple stocks of finishers?
I don't believe you can. I think you might be able to store more than one finisher. I don't remember personally off the top of my head. I think you can only have one signature stored at a time, though.
Okay, and how quickly do signatures build up that quickly?
Signatures do build up very quickly because they've got the 3 bars and they're expecting you to use a bar to do your kip ups or your possum pins or whatnot. But if you don't use anything fancy like that, then it does build up a little bit too quick, in my opinion.
Okay, because well, I can see why they make where you build up kip ups really quickly. Because I was just yesterday watching a Drew McIntyre match where he kipped up like 5 times in the fucking match. It's like Drew, it's not special anymore.
Right, stop. You big show off.
The I really like the sound of that. I'm sure it's not accurate. Well, the thing with the way they do wrestling games is that it's not going to be accurate to every wrestler.
Yeah.
Like Cena, that's not accurate because Cena's going to only do one 5-knuckle shuffle in the match. He's not going to do several.
Yep.
But I gotta admit, for a lot of characters, and especially for me, because I do tend to download every year CAWs of Mizawa and Kenta and so on, and all those dudes from that era of Japanese wrestling tended to have like 6 finishers they would use.
Uh-huh.
So you need to have 2 finishers and the 2 signatures and so on. And it bugs the shit out of me that when I actually play these characters in the day-to-day games, specifically in 2K19, I can do, like I don't know, the powerbomb cutter or whatever as Kenna, and the opponent just no-sells it. And that bugs the shit out of me.
Right.
And I remember in 12, 13, 14, back when I was playing then, I could download the CAWs of those guys, and the signatures actually meant something. So you could use the signature in place of a finish sometime.
Yeah.
And even with like actual WWE wrestlers, there are lots of wrestlers who have used signatures in the place of finishers, of course.
Yeah.
Like, who am I looking for? Like, trying to look at. Can someone else come up with an example? Because I'm not coming up with one at the current moment.
Edge occasionally
Yeah.
uses the Edge-O-Matic and the Educator in place of his spear.
Oh, fucking Goldust with his like 40 finishers he had in his career.
Right.
Yeah.
Cody is another one. Cody sometimes used the disaster kick as a finish.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Funk.
So that Terry's another case where he had like 4 finishes. Dusty had like 4 finishes. Oh god, Dusty had like a dozen different variations on the bionic elbow alone. Oh man. I mean, there are some guys that you could even just use that mechanic for finishers they used in the past and occasionally bust out now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like Hunter has pretty well done the pedigree consistently as his finish for the last 20 years. But every now and then you'll see him throw a cutter or lock in an Indian death lock, in which case, it's nice to have those around.
Yeah.
Either which way, that's good to hear about 2K22. I'm getting a lot more interested in 2K22 the more I hear about it. Does it still have 100 CAW slots?
Yes.
Yes, only 100.
Okay. Is the roster bigger or smaller than 2K19's?
The modern roster is bigger. The Legends roster shrunk considerably.
Okay. Because right now I am running into a problem in 2K19. I've hit that CAW cap, and there's still lots of wrestlers where it's like, oh, I want him.
Yeah.
You don't have enough Kenny Omegas.
You're goddamn right. I got to have one for every match he had in both New Japan and in AEW.
No. You need one for every season of Pro Wrestling Gorilla.
Are all the old Pro Wrestling Gorilla guys except Super Dragon working at AEW now?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because I know fucking Excalibur's on commentary, which is confounding. Like, out of all the guys that I would thought it's never going to work with an actual, real, serious wrestling company. Oh, there he is in AEW, commentating with Taz of all people.
Yeah, the best people. The best people to commentate.
Like, they have
wrestling.
to put Taz with Excalibur so that Excalibur looks smart by comparison.
They should.
I've been watching some.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I've been watching some Botchamanias lately, and they've been highlighting every episode how Taz just doesn't give a shit anymore and doesn't talk about what's going on AEW. He just talks about whatever the fuck. Or he just continues to be stupid. And like, there was one bit I saw where there's a multi-man tag match going on. And I don't know why Mark Henry was saying this, but Mark Henry was about to do the classic joke. He was saying, hey, Taz, why was 6 afraid of 7? And Taz just blurts out 989. And Mark he just starts laughing, and Brielle just says, "Taz, you're an idiot." And Taz just goes, "Hey, I'm a product of the New York City public education system."
What?
Yeah. I've been spending the past couple days trying to think, why on earth would Taz's response to that be 989? That's one of those
so
situations where you can't envy the commentators in that situation, because how the fuck do you react to that?
Uh-huh.
Tez was trying to set off the super program in Mark Henry, but it didn't work.
Kill switch activated, and the camera, like, every now and then when you look off to the side of the screen, like, the camera still focuses on the wrestling in the ring, but every now and then you can make out the corner of the camera's eye. You can see Mark Henry is putting someone through a table.
Yeah.
At some point, he starts coming towards the camera, and the camera just goes, "Oh God, here he comes!" And it cuts to intermission.
Yeah. It cuts to Kenny Omega in the back.
He's just jerking off onto a Chun-Li figure.
For some reason, the Chun-Li figure has a small Divas title.
Oh no!
Oh boy. I like to imagine, like, he's not just jerking off onto a Chun-Li figure, he's jerking off to all of them. Like, there's just there's a compilation of all of the Chun-Li figures released so far.
Well, how else can he prove that he's a gamer?
Yeah. And then on top of all of the Chun-Li figures, there's just a large poster of Rose.
Oh God. That's the thing to hate most about him. He's a fucking Rose main.
Yeah.
He's gone too far this time.
I can forgive not wrestling interestingly, but I can forgive maining Rose.
I can forgive making a joke out of wrestling. I can't forgive making a joke out of fighting games. Oh man, God, the funny thing is, now that Cody's gone, the risks are increasing that we are going to see AEW get turned into fucking WCW circa Kevin Nash and Hogan.
Oh,
but
yeah.
instead of Kevin Nash and Hogan, who, say what you will about them, at least they can draw and put asses in seats, it's gonna be fucking Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about
Holy.
you, but I don't know about you, but I look forward to the Young Bucks Ultimate Grill.
Oh no. I want to see someone take the cover of the Death of WCW book, you know, the one that's got Nash, Hogan, Bischoff, and Russo all on the cover, and someone edit it so instead it has the Bucks, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and Tony Khan on the cover. Oh God.
So did Jericho leave WWE because they didn't allow him to use stent paper?
I don't know if it's actually focused on sandpaper. And I know you're probably joking, but things have gotten so stupid now that I'm not for certain if you're joking.
I think his entrance team is Judas. Or at least it was last time I heard about it.
It certainly is. I know that. I do know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, to be fair, if you want to use any of your music, you might want to use the one with an actual metal singer on it, because that one has M. Night Shyamalan from fucking Avenged Sevenfold.
Wait, you mean actual M. Night Shyamalan, or are you just saying somebody else's name?
No, M. Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, okay. So it's M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan.
Have you seen M. Night Shyamalan? He's a tiny little nerdy dude.
M. Night Shyamalan has been secretly a death metal singer all this time, and we didn't know.
The ultimate twist. The ultimate M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Yeah.
Such a twist.
He made Avatar so shit because he was taking the time out for his metal band.
Yeah. He dabbles in Screamcore.
Oh God.
I'm sure that exists. I just busted out something, but I'm sure it exists.
Fuck, you know what? Screamcore was probably the noise Pink was making in the theater while he watched Last Airbender, the movie. Oh God!
But yeah, like you know, at least like out of all of Fozzy's songs, is that even the name of his band, or is that the Muppets character? I don't remember.
It is. It's both.
That is the
It's
name of his
both.
band.
But yeah, out of all of Fozzy's songs, Judas is the one, probably the one to go for because M Shadow sings over Jericho, so you can tell that he can sing.
Oh,
Usually there's
God.
parts where he let Jericho sing because that's how a duet works. But you know,
That it's just so bizarre. Have you ever heard of anything else in wrestling where a wrestler gets famous, but he only really actually cares about a side project? So he starts to focus all his wrestling on that side project. Because there's been guys like Ultimate Warrior who don't give a shit about wrestling, but Warrior wasn't going out there. You know what? Actually, Warrior was going out there and being like, "Read my fucking comic," wasn't he?
yeah,
Near the end
he
there.
was. He only signed back
Oh
with
my
the
God.
He only signed back with the WWE on the thing that they will buy his comics.
Oh my God. Jericho has turned into the Ultimate Warrior. You've become that which you swore to destroy.
Yeah, you either die Chris Jericho or live long enough to become the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, that's just depressing, man. Because there was a point in time where Jericho was like the fucking best, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I look forward to his next finisher. I don't even know what to call it. The Almighty Smite, which is just a finger poke of doom.
For the marks.
Yeah. I mean, isn't his finish right now just a ripcord elbow, if even that?
Well, he definitely is still using the Lion Tamer, and he does the Lion Salt just to prove he still can, which is stupid. If someone thinks you can't do a move anymore, maybe bust it out once at a pay-per-view as a big moment, but other than that, don't do it. Because for one thing, if people you can't think you can't do it anymore, it's probably because you're too old and fat to keep doing it.
Yeah.
But also, let it preserve the mystique and let it be an excuse to wrestle lazily. Because most guys don't get that opportunity.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Chris
Jesus.
Jericho.
All right. Speaking of wrestling stuff, yeah, SmackDown was last night. Not a whole lot in particular to say. They finally had the Drew McIntyre Sammy cage match. And I've said repeatedly, it's fucking stupid. Finally, Sammy can't run away in this match where the goal is to run away. And, you know, lo and behold, the entire match, Sammy just kept trying to get away and run away. And
How odd.
but they did not do it. They did have Drew beat him clean. And now they, out of the blue, they had a bit where they had a contract signing, because of course they did.
Lovely.
And I asked out loud, I asked my family, okay, so let's pretend that wrestling's real, right? If demonstrably every single fucking in-ring contract signing you've ever had devolved into a brawl, why would you continue to have them? Is the goal explicitly, well, we don't want them to have a match yet because it's not a pay-per-view, but we do want them to clobber each other? Because that works for writers sitting in a back room, like, let's keep things tasty. But for an actual, like, let's pretend that they were having boxing contract signings in the boxing ring, but every single time they had Floyd Mayweather sign a contract, he flipped the table and knocked the guy fucking out. They wouldn't do that past the first time because that just looks like shit and it makes no sense.
Uh-huh.
So, anyways, they had a contract signing, and lo and behold, Randy flips the table and beats them both, beats up the Usos. It was a contract signing between the Usos and RK Bro. I give so little of a shit. I forgot to say who even was having the contract signing. But then Roman comes out. Roman distracts Orton and Riddle, and then the Usos clobber Orton and Riddle. And then Reigns gets in the ring, acts like he's going to continue to clobber on him. Drew comes out, saves RK Bro by himself. Sure. And then Adam Pearce says that at the pay-per-view, they're going to have a tag match between RK Bro and the Usos to unify the tag titles, but they've decided to throw Roman and Drew in there. It will still unify the tag titles, but there are now two dudes fighting in the match who have no investment in the belts being contended.
Wait.
Did Drew impale one of the Usos with his claymore on the way?
Well, he would have been saving us all a lot of trouble. I don't want him to kill the Usos. I just want him to retire them.
I mean, they should honestly just they should give Drew one of those like folding claymores, like a prop claymore. Just have him actually stab a guy, and then write him off for like a month.
Give him the claymore and give one of the Usos like a traditional Samoan war club, and have that be a match.
Yes. and put this in the Punjabi prison.
Okay. So Roman obviously wants to protect Usos tag title because he's their family, they're his minions, and if they lose, then it brings shame on the champion and brings shame on the Anoa'i family and all that. Drew really has no reason to actually put his best foot forward in helping RK Bro. He's just there because he's a face, I guess. Which is stupid. If they had established a relationship between Drew and RK Bro, then I could accept that Drew would put his heart into it. But right now, it just seems like Drew's just doing it out of the kindness of his heart. Yeah, which is not something that entirely works most of the time in wrestling, honestly.
Yeah, actually, why isn't Cody in Drew's place? Like I know he
because I bet you anything they're saving Cody versus Roman for SummerSlam.
Yeah, true.
Because right now Cody is red fucking hot right now, so there's a decent chance that if anyone's going to end Roman's 2-year reign, because here's the thing, Roman's clobbered fucking everyone in the company now that he's got Brock. So who's the one main event face that we can throw against Roman? It's the one we just took from the other company, so Roman's never wrestled him.
Mm-hmm.
Which I gotta admit, after Cody coming back from AEW, where he was there for 3 or 4 years as like one of the, if not the main event face there, and he got no world title runs, and everybody booed him because they hated his wife. He comes over to WWE, they get rid of his wife, they let him have lots of fun, they push him to the main event, and they give him the world title by having him beat the most monstrous heel on the roster. That would be a pretty big thumbing the nose to AEW.
Absolutely.
And they don't acknowledge the competition too directly on WWE, but Vince does still have his little ways where he gets competitive and he's like, oh, this will really rub their nuts wrong. Oh, good shit, pal. Also, I'm a Cody mark, so I want it to happen. So I may be living in my own little fantasy world, but still.
Me too.
Oh man, we can't. Like I said, we can't get Raw because the USA Network is not part of like public free TV out here. But man, that Randy Orton 20th celebration moment when they had Randy and Cody together again, and they had that fucking awesome moment where Cody disaster kicked Seth and then Randy RKO'd him. That was so good.
Yeah.
And then they played Elden Ring together on the Titantron.
It'd be really funny if there was just like in the background the Force ghost of DiBiase Jr.
Yeah. They used the hologram technology from Roman's entrance to have him there.
And it's like the Roman hologram where it's not like it's a shitty plastic
it's a kaiju. It's a kaiju. He's moving in the background.
After the RKO, the giant Ted DiBiase Jr. just reaches down and evaporates Seth with his atomic breath.
Yeah. He then turns his He then turns his attention to the city as he leaps down the roof of the stadium and leaves.
Oh, God. Fuck. All right. Oh my God, I forgot. So last week they had Seamus and Botch Holland. I'm calling him that now. Xavier called him Botch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to call him Ridge anymore. He is no longer Ridge Holland. He is now Botch Holland going forward. If anyone wonders why the hell I'm calling a human being Botch, it's Ridge. So, anyways, Seamus and Botch Holland and Butch came out last week. And Butch at one point gets so pissed that he can't go after New Day after the match that he just hops the barrier and leaves, right? He just runs out into the crowd. Well, I was figuring, okay, well, Butch will come back next week. But then this week, they have Seamus and Botch backstage going, oh, what happened to Butch? I don't know. He could be anywhere. And then they cut to Michael Cole going, we don't know where Butch is. Butch could be anywhere in the world right now. And they cut to like a little promo thing. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? No, wait, Butch Sandiego. And they cut to Butch could be anywhere. He could be in New York City. And it's a picture of like a crowd in fucking Times Square or whatever, and a badly photoshopped picture of Butch in the center, a publicity photo of Butch, like the one they put on the front cover of a box of action figures, right?
Right.
In the center of the crowd. He could be in London. He could be in LA. He could be at Coachella. And they just show a mosh pit or rave or whatever they do at Coachella with Butch. Again, just standing there making the action figure pose.
He could be in your bedroom, and then it's just they're showing your actual house, and he's in there.
I was joking to my family. They should cut to him at one point, and he's just like in a basement, a dreary basement with blood on the walls and butcher's hooks coming down from the ceiling. They should cut to him in the car next to JFK.
Just Photoshop out JFK's wife and put him in there. But he's still doing the action figure pose.
Oh, fucking God. And of course, this whole thing, by the way.
Which be on the moon?
Yeah. He's not even wearing a spacesuit. Butch can breathe in space.
Yeah, he's fine.
Just start editing him into famous movie shots.
Yeah.
He's in the front of the Titanic being cradled by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
He's got the xenomorph breathing on his face.
He's in Nakatomi Plaza standing behind Bruce Willis.
Yeah. And by the way, this probably should go without saying, but this whole run of Butch, at no point have they acknowledged that he's Pete Dunne. So it's just like, here's Butch! And it's so out of nowhere and so bizarre. And I was actually pleasantly surprised by the one Butch match I saw, him versus Kofi. I thought he actually was a kind of like, I know, Pink, you hate Pete Dunne, right?
I like Pete Dunne just fine.
Oh, all right. I don't know why I thought somebody hated Pete Dunne, but I actually kind of like it. He's obviously nothing incredible or nothing special, but he seems like just a good old fashioned British knock you on your ass brawler, and there's not really anyone on the roster doing that right now, so it gives him his own niche. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
He even got busted on the nose and just kept wrestling anyway, so it really added to the image. And I know he wasn't blading because it was on the nose and not the forehead.
Right. Nobody's gonna keep their nose. That's painful.
Yeah. Is there still blading now?
No.
Okay, good. Well, I'm sure they're still on the indies, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, do they blade in AEW?
Yes.
I was about to say, because, like, people are being brought out to the ring by Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. I refuse to believe they don't blade in AEW. Yeah, so that was just very stupid. And the last thing I wanted to talk about that they had on WWE was, okay, so 2 weeks ago they had Drew Gulak be like, I'm going to be an interviewer now. And he goes out and interviews Charlotte. And of course, Charlotte gets pissed at him and locks him in the figure 4. Okay. Then next week, they have the contract signing between Charlotte and Ronda. Of course, it devolves into they knock the table over and start clobbering each other. Drew Gulak pulls Ronda off of Charlotte. Charlotte gets out of the ring. Ronda gets pissed and puts Drew Gulak in the armbar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this week, SmackDown starts with, hey, Drew Gulak is going to be the bell ringer this week, the timekeeper. Ain't that cool? And throughout the show, they repeatedly cut back to Drew Gulak ringing the bell or just generally smiling and waving at the camera like a complete idiot. And finally, they're like, all right, it's a beat the clock challenge. We're going to have Ronda Rousey fight Shotzi Blackheart. And however quickly Ronda Rousey beats Shotzi Blackheart, Charlotte has to beat Aaliyah faster than that. And I thought, the very first thought that crossed my mind is, okay, so fuck Shotzi and Aaliyah, huh?
Weren't they trying to push them both like just a couple months ago?
Yes! Both of them around the same time, too.
Yeah.
But it's just explicitly, yeah, fuck these two. We're not even going to pretend they could possibly win here. What? Could you imagine if they have a match build up? Okay, Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, we're building up to this. Okay, it's going to be Conor McGregor versus Joe the drunk from down the lane. And we're going to see if Floyd Mayweather can beat up Murphy the drunk from the other side of the lane in a faster time. What? This is fucking stupid.
What is this for? What is the ultimate? And what are they earning anything if they beat the opponent faster than their rival?
Fucking
Do they
no.
get to choose a stipulation for their upcoming match?
Fucking no.
What is the point?
I was pointing out for a couple I was saying, like, what if Shotzi or Aaliyah does win? What's your reward for that? Fuck all? I was saying, like, what Shotzi should do is she should get in the ring, tap out, step out of the ring. There's no reason for her to just let Ronda stretch her ass for no reason if she's not going to gain anything.
Yeah.
They've already demonstrated on this show that your in-ring results don't matter. What matters when they show the backstage segments is just how much you can smooze either Adam Pearce or Sonya Deville. Except, of course, now Sonya's gone over and is feuding with Bianca Belair the same way she was feuding with Naomi. Because I guess Sonya Deville's gimmick now is she's racist.
She can be the only minority on any show.
Oh, yeah, there we go. It's a competition. Nobody tells Sonya that women also count as a minority. It's going to be genocide.
She'll come for you all.
Well, she already does come for women.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Ah, yeah. Anyways. So the match between Ronda and Shotzi starts. And one thing I really like is, even if it makes no sense for Shotzi to not just tap out immediately, Shotzi goes, fuck you, Ronda. I'm going to make you lose this shit. And immediately gets out of the ring, starts running around. Ronda chases her. She runs around the ring again, gets in the ring. Ronda gets back in the ring. Shotzi gets out of the ring. Classic WWE games tactics there.
Yeah, she's playing online.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't. Yeah.
I was just gonna say entirely to artificially run Ronda's clock up.
I'm surprised she didn't start spamming the Triple H knee.
Yeah. Triple H knee, get out of the ring, start taunting.
Yeah.
I need to adjust Shotzi's moveset in 2K20 now. Or 2K22, rather.
And then also do the All-Star tech of constantly rolling into and out of the ring or the same spot so they can do the finisher.
Oh yeah, that one was a classic. I remember that. Well, the trick you had to do in All Stars was that if you did the long version of the finish while they were on the ground, they couldn't get out of it. That was the tech. Anyways, yeah, back to it. I did appreciate, like I said, even though Shotzi's clearly should have just tapped out immediately, I appreciate that the heel is saying, fuck you to the face. I'm going to make sure you lose this. I can't win, but you can lose. Eventually, Ronda gets her hands on her, puts her in the armbar. She taps immediately, which cracks me up every damn time. When the hold has not even been applied yet, tap. What? Okay, sure. All right, match starts between Charlotte and Aaliyah. First thing I notice, Aaliyah is wearing less and less ring gear every time I see her. The woman is nearly naked now.
Ooh la la.
Like, she went from a fairly, full body stuff, then a little bit less when she hit the main roster. Now she's wearing pretty well just a bikini with very short shorts that are getting shorter by the day, and the bikini now, like, barely covers her chest.
She's trying to get a stack overflow.
I guess so.
Once she goes down enough, then she'll just suddenly appear wearing a hijab.
Well, I guess that would get over for the Arabian audience. Anyway, the Saudi audience, excuse me. They don't let the actual Arabian people see these matches. Not for those dirty peasants. It's for that one Saudi noble dude who's really into wrestling. Just him. Fuck the people. Ooh, more oil and blood money. Delicious. I really like King of Fighters. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, Charlotte versus Aaliyah starts. Aaliyah, unlike Shotzi, does not run, tries to put up an actual fight because she's a face. Charlotte, nonetheless, whoops her a fair bit, but when she finally locks in the figure four, Aaliyah sneaks out. Charlotte has to lock the figure four back in. And then the timer runs. The timer runs out because they actually did what I thought was a pretty cool thing. The timer was counting up during Ronda versus Shotzi, but when it started with Charlotte versus Aaliyah, the timer started counting down. I like that. That's simplistic, but I like it.
Yeah.
And timer runs out. Aaliyah starts celebrating like she beat Charlotte, which I find very funny. It's like, well, no, you didn't beat her. You just survived her, but okay. And Charlotte gets mad as both Aaliyah and Ronda file out. So Charlotte just gets out of the ring and go fucking grabs Drew Gulak and brings him in the ring, spears him, figure fours him again. Like, is this just... Drew Gulak's a talented guy, so I don't want this to happen to him. Specifically him. But my God, what a running gag this would be. If Charlotte, for the rest of her career, anytime she loses anything, she just goes and finds Drew Gulak.
Right.
Like, Charlotte loses at the pay-per-view this week. Just hard cut to backstage. Drew Gulak is drinking coffee.
He's in catering, minding his business.
and then
no.
As from the lockers behind him, Charlotte jumps out.
Chop blocks him, figure four.
Yeah.
Woo! Imagine like 2 months later of this. Charlotte loses a match. Drew Gulak is in the men's locker room by himself, has boarded up the doors, has a gun pointed at the door, and in the distance he just hears "Woo!"
And then Charlotte walks in from off screen.
Yeah. No, she comes out of the vents.
Yeah. And then a couple months later, Charlotte loses the match. Drew Gulak is in the hospital. Charlotte just lifts up the freaking the cover, and she's under the bed. She just crawls out and looks in the figure four.
The doctor is tending to Drew Gulak, and the doctor unmasks himself, and it's Charlotte.
Yes.
Years from now, Drew Gulak is retired. Charlotte loses a retirement match. I don't know who. Shawn Michaels, like her dad. She loses that match. Drew Gulak is sitting at home with his family, and you just hear a window break, and he goes, "Oh God!" And it cuts to Drew Gulak, his wife, both their small children. Charlotte's put them all in the figure four.
I mean, it would have been funnier to me if the window breaks. He goes, "Oh God!" and he looks over. It's Stone Cold. And then he relaxes, and then he turns around, and Charlotte's locked all of his family in the figure four.
They have a segment. Drew Gulak is going to the retirement home to see his old dad. And he walks into his dad's room in the retirement home. And Ric Flair has his dad in the figure 4. Charlotte and Andrade's baby daughter has Drew Gulak's baby daughter in the figure 4. Oh God, why did they have to go to the same school every day? The teachers just let it happen.
They're scared. Did y'all see
genetic. The figure 4 is genetic.
Yeah. Did y'all see that video
once
of Ric
gave
Flair?
Charlotte Jr. An F, and he got speared and put in the figure 4.
Yeah. He resigned later that day. Did y'all see that video of Ric Flair wrestling with, I want to say Jay Lethal or someone?
Jay Lethal, yes, that was disgusting.
Yes.
And sad.
I have not seen it yet.
I've never seen in real time with no editing a tiger spin done in slow motion, but Rick did it. Oh my God. I'm like, credit where credit's due. Jay Lethal's the right guy to do that because Jay Lethal is talented and has a lot of respect for the old guys. And there's a good chance. I haven't watched that much TNA, but there's a good chance Jay Lethal spent a month being Ric Flair.
Yeah.
So if there's anyone who should be indulging the old folks and being like, yeah, you can still go, Grandpa, it's probably Jay Lethal. But man, you want to talk about guys that have never been able to get the respect they deserved in wrestling. Is Jay Lethal not like at the top of that fucking list?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Phenomenal talent right there.
Like the thing that stuck with me is his armbar like takedown that he did, the judo throw that Flair did. I don't know if you remember that, but he does a judo throw thing into like an armbar, and the throw was fine, and then he's like, oh wait, I was supposed to do an armbar, while Lethal is stuck in the same position, like he's practically T-posing on the ground.
To be fair, even with the younger guys, you sometimes see botches where a guy does the wrong move and he's like, shit, and the other guy just stands still while he then does the right move.
Yeah, true.
You know what the worst kind of botch is always when a guy botches a move and then tries to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when, oh my God, the worst one is when they do the slingshot, right? Like, you know the slingshot they would do for the decapitator, right? Where they grab the legs and they try to launch them with the knees.
Yeah.
When the guy fails to launch, but then obviously throws himself anyways, that's the worst botch to see.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill anyone. Like, that is the one where it's just most, oh, wrestling's phony as fuck.
Yeah.
Botch, you know?
I also like it was also very disgusting when Lethal fucking threw Flair on the ground, and like it wasn't Lethal's thing. I was like, why did Flair tell you to do this? Like Flair looks like he'll take a bump and his bones will evaporate.
Flair's a real troublesome one because Flair, you know, for decades would not bump on his back because of the plane crash, right? So he was bumped on his hip. But he can't do that now because he's ancient and old people's hips break if a stale wind passes.
Yeah, and like he got scoop slammed, and it looked fine, but I was like, he doesn't have bones anymore, does he?
Well, you know, it was suspicious when Rick bounced when he hit the ground like he was made out of Jello now.
Like I imagine his bones have been replaced by like instant milk powder. But yeah, SmackDown. I think that's what we were talking about before Ric Flair came up.
That was the end. The show ended with Charlotte putting Drew Gulak in the figure 4.
All right.
Are they at some point going to have to bring back intergender wrestling in the games?
If Charlotte keeps beating up Drew Gulak, maybe.
Because did they not, like, a year or two ago have one of the bigger, like, Braun Strowman or someone beat up a girl?
Um.
I thought Braun Strowman or Baron Corbin, like, power slammed a girl, like, a year or two ago.
Oh yeah, Baron Corbin hit the his finish on Becky Lynch a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah, okay. You know, that would be pretty great if they put it in the next game and I can have Baron Corbin job to literally everyone on the roster.
Right. I'll take the tiniest woman with the lowest overall and
Aaliyah.
still have a job. Yeah, Aaliyah.
Nah, no, that's giving him too much respect. Eva Marie.
Uh, the trouble is, then I'd have to download an Eva Marie CAW, and that's not happening.
That's true.
I'll get a Kelly Kelly. That's close enough.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I actually would play a Kelly Kelly CAW pretty frequently if they put in that version of the leg drop bulldog she used to do, where she'd jump off their back first. That was actually cool. Otherwise, though, it's kind of like, well, you can take Kelly Kelly. Alternatively, you can take Molly Holly, who has all the same moves and is better anyways.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Oh, I guess I should mention that. Right. They did debut. Raquel Rodriguez got to have her. Is she now Raquel Rodriguez or Raquel Diaz? I can't remember.
Rodriguez.
It doesn't matter because in a month she'll be Raquel.
Yeah.
They had her first match. She's not too terribly impressive. I mean, like,
Not in that match. No. I actually wouldn't watch that match because she's a person I'm invested in. So her jobber got way too much offense in, and she was smiling the entire match. I was like, "What? What is your gimmick, woman?
Yeah.
Stop it!"
Yeah, there was a nice lariat where the jobber sold it real well, but other than that, it was kind of just generic big man, or in this case, big woman stuff, which I don't think, like, she doesn't need to be a crazy good big woman. She doesn't need to be Kane or whoever. Because, I mean, realistically speaking, there's just not many big women.
Mhm.
I mean, right now, other than her, with Nia Jax gone, there's her. There's Doudrop, who will probably be gone in a month. Because she was clearly just brought in to job for Becky for a little bit while Becky was main eventing.
Right.
And there's Rhea Ripley. And Rhea Ripley kind of already has the big man or big woman who can do impressive stuff job down. So if they just want a monster woman, then Raquel can do that. But does she have more impressive stuff that she does when she's not going against a jobber?
Not really. I personally, and probably everyone compares her to Kevin Nash, in that she's got the fun big.
So she has 5 moves.
What's that?
So she has 5 moves.
Yeah, she's got the fun big 5 moves that she'll do, and beyond that, there's not much else to her, unfortunately.
All right, well, I'll get ready for some elbows in the corner.
Oh yeah.
And some big boots.
Oh yeah.
And some quad tears.
Hopefully not.
And no sending an actual knife.
I feel like in the old SmackDown games, they would make the quad tear a move.
Absolutely.
They also continue to have Gunter segments, which, oh my god, I know I think I've said this on past podcasts. Gunter, really, Vince, Gunter. When I hear Walter, it's a bit generic, but I'm like, yeah, I can buy that as big German badass. When I hear Gunter, I think of fucking Hans and Franz. I think, hello, I am Gunter, I am German comedy character. Which is not what I want to think of the German monster heel.
Nah, it's
Also,
fine. They just changed his entrance team to two high German guys singing.
I'm gonna step out here for a moment.
All right.
And they have him be introduced by a British dude that they're pretending is German, which is already silly on its face. But also, I would not want to be the English dude who's told to be the announcer for the guy who's legit German. Go out there and pretend to be German right next to the guy who's legit German. What? That would suck.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sure this Walter guy's got more great stuff that I'm just not seeing. But like, he's not really like. My understanding of this Walter guy is that even though he's a big guy, they call him the ring general. So what I'm guessing here is, even though he's like 6'10" or 7, I don't think he's 7 feet, but he's definitely near Taker size. I think he's supposed to be like more technically sound, but boy, that's not what I'm seeing. It's a lot of just, oh, big boot, clothesline, all right, maybe a snake eyes or something. Which, boy, if there's a move I'm sick of seeing, it's the fucking snake eyes.
Yeah.
Uh, and he's not like, if you're an impressive looking big guy, you can get away with just doing lariats and big boots and snake eyes. But like, he's not an impressive looking big man. His arms and legs are both quite noodly, and his chest, his pecs are just flabby. He's not really got abs. It's just kind of a thin gut. He's not like skinny fat, quite like Punk was, but he's pretty close. And they wanted him to look old school styled, right? So he's only wearing boots and trunks. No knee pads, no elbow pads, no wrist tape. Which just makes him look more naked.
He's a big baby.
Which just calls more attention to his lack of physique. And the face just looks a bit goofy, honestly. Yeah. But either which way, that's it for the wrestling. But it did occur to me one other thing I did this past week. I found a local used game store as mom and pop. I think I mentioned this on past weeks. I got Shut Your Mouth there a couple weeks ago, and this week I went back and I got SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Did not put a whole lot of time into it because it did seem just similar to Shut Your Mouth, but with better graphics. I did not play the GM mode, which, to my understanding, that's what you play 2006 for, right? Is the GM mode and the creepy ass sequence where Eddie Guerrero gets put in a coffin.
I wouldn't know because I never played 06.
I believe the season mode, because starting with SmackDown versus Raw in 2006, they changed season mode to be not actual season mode, but pretty well Road to WrestleMania. And I believe the SVR 06 season mode has a chunk where they have Guerrero and Taker feud, and Taker puts Eddie in a casket and says, "Rest in peace," and so on. And either 5 days before or 5 days after the game's release, Eddie died.
Mm-hmm. I believe it was 5 days after.
Yeah.
Maybe even 3.
Yeah, it was like creepy timing, certainly. And I forget, did something creepy happen with Benoit in 2007 as well?
Yes, Benoit also feuded with Undertaker in 2007's SmackDown vs. Raw, and he would die at summer of 2007.
Yeah, it was a lot. That one was a lot further away because he actually was in 2008, but they dummied him out so that people couldn't play him.
Yeah.
Which also partly explains why parts of 2008 are a little bit fucked up because Benoit was probably integral to certain parts of that game and they had to cut him out.
Yep. I mean, he was
So,
supposed to
yeah.
be integral to the early ECW reboot, and you all saw how that went.
Oh boy. Oh man, like it's crazy getting back into wrestling and listening to shoots and seeing move compilations and highlight compilations. It's crazy. Like I looking more at wrestling history than I used to. Because I read about wrestling history, but I very rarely actually watched old matches or old shows. Going back and watching old matches and old shows through all that, or watching OSW review, I did not like. I know people say he was big, but people also try to cut down on talking about him for obvious reasons. But Jesus Christ, Benoit was fucking integral to WCW content in the late 90s and WWE content throughout the early and mid 2000s. Like, he was just one of the guys who was there all the time.
Yep.
Which is why it's so much hell for WWE to cut him out. Because, like, just about anything Triple H or Eddie Guerrero or Rey Mysterio was up to in the earlier mid 2000s, they have to pretend didn't happen because all three of those guys and a couple others were so involved with Benoit.
Yep.
Or WWE never talks about the second iteration of the Four Horsemen in late WCW, because guess what? Benoit was one of the fucking Horsemen.
Yeah, he was death.
Yeah, the which would make Flair Famine and Arn War.
Yeah.
What's Mongo?
Pestilence.
That's too fitting.
Imagine the time of revelation starts. The good ascend to heaven and the bad stay here on earth. And you just hear, never mind that shit. Here comes Mongo. Oh, I'm dead. So yeah, SVR 06. Pank, you're probably the biggest expert on the games out of all of us. SVR 06 is really considered to be impressive for GM mode, not much else, right?
I disagree. SVR 06 is actually one of my favorite SmackDown vs. Raws gameplay wise. I thought it was a
Alright.
very, very, very solid title. I actually like that one a lot better than Here Comes the Pain. And the GM mode was very simple back then, but it wasn't convoluted like 07 and 08 were. So it was fine. It was a good time, good little time waster every now and again.
Yeah. The roster I thought was the roster I think for both Shut Your Mouth and 06 are a bit odd. I've probably mentioned this in passing already, but when I load up Shut Your Mouth, it is neat that Randy Orton is there. It's like, oh wow, baby Randy, look at that.
Yeah, with the overdrive.
But then by that same like strain of logic that made him go, let's include a couple of these new guys. There's also, oh look, it's Sean Stasiak.
From the planet Stasiak.
I mean, are you trying to tell me that you don't want to play as Meat?
I actually would vastly prefer to play as Meat rather than Sean Stasiak. Like, Meat's not a great gimmick to give a wrestler, the fuck boy, but I'll take that over. It's Sean Stasiak. What's his gimmick? He's Sean Stasiak. Okay.
No, his gimmick is he's an alien. He's Veki Woohoo alien man.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Vince, god damn it.
just wait until you see Chuck and Billy.
Oh no, I know about Billy and Chuck.
Oh yeah, that gimmick was great.
Yeah.
And that is Shut Your Mouth. Is Shut Your Mouth the only game where they're under the Billy and Chuck gimmick?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
But you will remember him. Oh shit.
And that was Shut Your Mouth was right after the invasion, right?
Yeah, kind of. Would have been 2001 or 2002.
Shut Your Mouth was 2002. But it seems like a lot of the WCW and ECW guys are not there.
Yeah, we got
because I see the Dudleys, I see Flair, of course.
Raven.
I see Raven is there. Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Sean Waltman under the 6 gimmick.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even think Booker T is there.
No, Booker T's definitely in that game.
You're probably right. But there's definitely no DDP, which I thought was fucking weird.
No, there is DDP. That's like the only game he had been in until W13.
Hang on, let me look it up. Shut Your Mouth roster. I must be losing my mind. I could have swore Booker T and DDP weren't there. No, you're right. Yeah, DDP's there. So is Booker. What the fuck? Billy Kidman? Now that's a real surprise.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah. The Dudleys, Raven, RVD. Okay, we've got everybody we need from ECW. We don't need the others.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't Sabu in the game? I forget.
No.
All right,
No,
good. Good.
Sabu, I want to say, was only in 2008, and even then, it bugged the shit out of me. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Even when they did have Sabu in that one game, they still didn't give him the proper Arabian leg drop, right?
Correct.
Which is maddening because it's like, don't get me wrong, Sabu is one guy that you can comfortably skip over, unless you want to do classic ECW stuff, in which case you very much can't skip over him. But like, that is one move you can't really just have a substitute for, other than trying to set up a bizarro situation of like, okay, I've given him springboard, I've given him the tope atomico. I'm just going to hope and pray the legs look close enough.
If I'm not mistaken, his finish in SVR08 is the camel clutch, which sucks because their submission system in that game sucked. So it's anticlimactic.
Is it an obligation that anyone from the Middle East, or just even anywhere in South or Southwest Asia, has to use the camel clutch?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because
When you sign up in wrestling school, it's like, hey, where's your origin from? What are you genetically? If you're anywhere in this location, the camel clutch is your finish, and you have nothing you can do about it.
Yes. Similarly,
Yep.
all European wrestlers are by law required to use the European uppercut.
Yep. Japanese wrestlers always have to use the spinning savate kick or whatever it's called.
Right.
Yeah, the
Just
TNA
roundhouse
kick.
kicks in general.
Yeah.
Oh. Whew. Oh, one that really cracks me up. Now I'm looking at the Show Your Mouth roster. Val Venus is here, but he's not called Val Venus. He's called the Big Valbowski?
Yeah, the Big Valbowski.
Why?
Why not? Pink, do you remember that gimmick? Because I don't.
I remember everything about Val Venus. I don't remember if the game actually has him labeled under the Big Valbowski. I'm
does.
pretty sure in game he is referred to as Val Venus.
Huh. Well, either which way, there's no Kayuntai, so he's pointless.
Isn't Tucker in the
Yeah,
game,
so-
at least? I feel like Tucker's in the game.
Taka Michinoku is not in the game.
Ah.
No.
I'm mixing it up with
Taka
SmackDown
Michinoku left
1 or
like
2, I
before
guess.
Invasion started, didn't he?
Yeah, 90. I think he left in 98 or maybe 99 at the latest.
I can't blame him.
Man, come to think of it, there's been several weird instances in WWE history of them bringing in a big Japanese dude for a single match, isn't there?
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Was the 2000 Royal Rumble the one where Rikishi danced with Tukul before eliminating them?
I feel like that's 99, but I could be wrong.
Because Kai and Tai was part of that Rumble, I think. Like they kept running.
Yes, they were.
Even though they weren't like entrants, they kept coming out and then getting thrown out.
Yes.
And now I'm just stuck on like the Japanese wrestlers that came over and did a single match with WWE. They had. Am I going crazy, or did they have Justin Liger do a single match a couple of years ago?
In NXT, yes.
He faced off against Tyler Breeze.
What? Why Tyler Breeze?
Because Tyler Breeze is awesome. You shut your heathen mouth.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't like him. I've never seen a match of his in my life, but I'm not saying anything about him. But I'm saying, like, okay, we get one match with Justin Liger. This should be a perfectly fitting guy for him to put over. Tyler Breeze. What?
He didn't even put him over. Jushin Liger over. Because he really needed the victory in his life.
Oh, you know what it probably was? It was probably they're like, we're going to put this guy in the Hall of Fame at some point. We want him to have a single match and have him win it so we can put it on our record before we put him in the Hall of Fame.
Right. For the hype package when he goes in.
Yeah. Look at this long, extensive media package of one match.
Yeah. But they shot that match from 15 different angles, so they can cut between them at least.
In terms of them bringing a Japanese dude in for one match, I don't think you'll ever get weirder than Inoki winning the title and then them immediately striking that from the record.
I'm still of the opinion
you
that
ex-
yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I'm still of the opinion that they should have Muda's bones wrestle someone so we can get him in the games. That's my that's my thing.
I could list off a dozen Japanese dudes I want them to bring in for a single match. Fucking roll out Mizawa's casket and have somebody pin it. I mean, I can't imagine they've got to have like much of a strong policy of the guy must have worked with the company at one point. Because they must have at some point had like a WCW guy in the games. Mikey Whipwreck never wrestled at WWE, did he?
He did.
Shit. And Fujinami did some WWE matches in the 70s, didn't he?
Absolutely. In the 70s.
So both of those guys did fucking wrestle for WWE at some point. All right, well, there's the two out of my head that I was thinking of.
In fairness, Sting did appear in the WWE games before he wrestled a match or signed officially as a wrestler with the company.
That is true. That is true, yes. But it was also clearly made under the arrangement of course, we're going to have, like, in a couple months and have that match against Hunter. Are you fucking kidding?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Like, I'm just, like, thinking of, like how many people would fucking pre-order the like next game's big version if the pre-order bonus was just, like, 3 versions of Muda, you know, on disc?
Well, that would be a big risk for American audiences, but I'd buy it in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. Yeah, you could have classic WCW, New Japan Muda, NWO Muda, and you could have ancient bald fat Muda.
Yeah, Keiji Muto.
Yeah.
In my 2K19 universe right now, the lineup I have for the NWO is Hogan, Nash, Hall, Conan, and Muda. Are Conan or Muda particularly iconic NWO members? Maybe in Conan's case, but not so much for Muda here in the West. But fuck it. I like the idea of the NWO being a little bit more diverse. And I'm not putting Six or Lex Luger in there because I'm not a crazy person.
Absolutely.
I mean, with Conan, you should give him his own wolf pack. Wasn't he bigger with them anyway?
I'm sure he was in the wolf pack. As a matter of fact, I think that's what the CAW's attire is of the wolf pack. But I'm just going to ignore that. And I'm definitely not going to bother to put together a wolf pack stable because I want Kevin Nash to be with the NWO anyways. The main NWO.
Nah, you put him separately with the Outsiders.
No. I had to do that with the New Age Outlaws. I'm not going to do that with anyone else. That's already enough of a headache. Can I say, here's a bug I've noticed that's bugging the shit out of me. If you have 2 members of a stable win the tag team championships, but they aren't the ones that are in the tag team member slots, then the next night after they win the championships get vacated.
Yes.
I hate that.
Uh-huh.
Because I was like, man, wouldn't it be funny if... Because obviously I've got Nash and Hall in the main tag slots of the NWO, because the Outsiders. But, like, I was like, man, wouldn't it be funny if Nash and Muta were the tag champs, just because that team makes no sense? And I did it, and it's like, oh, the tag titles are now sitting on empty space.
Womp womp.
So now and the trouble is, you can't even conveniently go in and swap the team members' places in the stable. You got to remove both of them from the stable, then manually go and pick them out from the roster again. Ew. I don't like it. Also, you have to go to the trouble of like, oh, well, the universe AI will get confused if the first 2 slots in the stable are taken up by a man and a woman. Because then they'd probably get confused and put a woman in a men's match. Which is already on its own just kind of a pointless, annoying hassle. But also, it gets really stupid for when you want to set up a tag team of a man and a woman, where it would make sense. Like, oh, let's put Hunter and Stephanie together, or let's put Miz and Maurice together, or John Morrison and Melina. But you can't. So I had to go to the trouble of, Okay, I'll put Miz and Morrison in a tag team and attach Maurice and Melina to them, I guess.
M squared.
Yeah. Oh no! I should have done that. I actually should have done that. I think what I labeled the team was M. Uh,
And then put in Joey Mercury just for just in case.
yeah. Uh, I'm just imagining like Tony Chimavano or whoever the damn announcer is getting on the mic and announcing them as, and the versus team.
Yeah.
Wrestling is always one that keeps us going for a while, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Right, the other game I actually want to talk about, and I'll be quick about it because this is going on way longer than I intended it to. The other game I got this past week was Fire Pro.
Ah.
Let's
Did you get the special Kenny Omega edition?
God no! I got Fire Pro Wrestling Returns for PS2 because I'm not a crazy person.
Ah, for PS2. All right.
And yeah, the translation in this game shit.
I believe it.
Is that the one? Is that the one with the infamous description for Hall?
Yes, it
For what?
is.
Drunk wrestler with large body.
Drunk character with a large body. My God.
No.
I thought for a second Pink just said no and then muted himself.
Yeah.
I can't handle this shitting on Scott Hall's legacy.
But yeah. So how's Fire Pro?
You know, if I stick to it, I could maybe eventually figure it out. But goddamn, some of it I'm just confounded.
Yeah, I have
Some of
I have my sympathies. I played Fire Pro on the SNES.
oh god, I forgot it's that old.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Gameplay hasn't really changed for the Fire Pro since then.
no, it hasn't.
Not at all. Not one bit.
Like I have a strong feeling I'm gonna have if I want to get used to playing Fire Pro and be able to do it. I feel like I'm gonna have to look up a fucking 40-minute YouTube guide, right?
Yeah. From what I understand, Fire Pro is more fun to watch than to play.
You know, I heard that, but I started an AI versus AI match and that was boring as shit. Like, I mean, let's be honest here. The real appeal is it's a wrestling game that has, you know, all the Japanese dudes, or at least up to that point. You know, it came out in 2007, so of course you don't get Okada. But, like, some of the, like, obviously the trouble is, like, I like to think I'm knowledgeable about Japanese wrestling, but I only know, like, 10 wrestlers. And so I look at that roster where not only is there every Japanese wrestler ever, they're all also under different fake names.
Yeah.
So, that, like, I can figure out Mizawa because he's got the tights. Tiger Mask is obvious, but then there's the trouble of, oh no, is it Tiger Mask 1? Or is it Tiger Mask 3 or 4? At least I know it can't be Tiger Mask 2 because that's Mizawa. But is it the other Tiger Masks? Oh god, that's Black Tiger Mask. Aren't there like 6 of those?
I mean, it can still be Misawa.
They're all Misawa.
Yeah, he'd just be in different tights, so you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah. Oh god. And when you go over to the American wrestlers are way gimped down. I didn't realize it's really just like it's the NWO. It's a few of the guys, the Gaijin that went over and got popular in Japan. Like, oh yeah, here's Stan Hansen. Thanks.
Yeah, Dr. Death.
That's who I wanted. Fucking Stan Hansen. Pass. Terry's there at least. And God help us, it's a wrestling game where the spinning toe hold is a submission. One other thing I noticed: some of the animations are really janky because it's a 2D sprite game and your characters are moving with all these like paper mache limbs and shit. But then I noticed specifically, I guess because it's fucking Mizawa, like the Emerald Fusion animation is gorgeous, and it's like, what the hell? Favoritism, favoritism. I call bullshit. Oh, I'm getting a little bit of chest pain. Heart attack incoming. Oh, anyways. Oh yeah, and I went into the
Hey,
menus
soon.
because they do let you rename the wrestlers, so you can like turn because it's like I don't even want to know like what they Boy Scott Hall. It's like knife Rogers instead of Razor Ramon, right? So you can go in and change it to Razor Ramon or Scott Hall or whatever you want to call him. I soon realized we were podcasting and not playing Paladin, so he dropped out. So you can go in and do that. But man, let me tell you, the menus in that game are unintuitive enough already. But when they're badly translated, it's hell. You got to go in, make a new wrestling federation, get in there. Then you got to open up one sub menu and then another. And then you go to like something like, I don't even remember what, like modified background or something like that. It's not that, but something like that. Some badly translated nonsense. Oh, that's create a wrestler. Great.
Hey, soon.
Hey, what's
We'll
up?
be playing Paladins in a little bit, you fucker. We're almost done.
I was trying to. I think I did connected a little bit ago, and my headset wasn't working for some
Yeah.
reason. So get that resolved.
Okay, I was thinking that motherfucker came in here, realized we were podcasting instead of playing Paladins, and left.
No, that wasn't it. But yeah, I figured you guys were still podcasting. How's it been going?
Oh yeah,
Wrestling.
fine. Well, it's going like it usually does, which is Addy talked for 2 hours about Digimon, and I was like, all right, well, I better speed through wrestling so we can get to whatever we're gonna do next. Then
I bet-
wrestling turns into 2 fucking hours because it always does.
Yeah, I
There
was
are two
thinking that
things
we would be
inescapable.
like starting around 2:30, and it's now 3:30.
There are 2 things inescapable in podcasts: Digimon and wrestling.
I mean,
Apparently,
Digimon's only been a topic for the past 2 weeks, though. Like,
I know, but I'm memeing. Shut up, though.
now I need to go on for 2 hours about RuneScape.
yes.
Oh no, no sir, no sir. I'll tell you what's gonna happen there. I'm gonna load up Paladins and I'm gonna play regardless of whether you motherfuckers were here.
So yeah.
Ugh.
To be
Uh,
fair, I'm pretty sure RuneScape has a wider audience than the recent Digimon game.
which one?
Well, it's not a fucking competition.
I don't know.
Why are you picking a fight?
I haven't paid attention to Digimon in like ever.
The last Digimon game came out in 2016. Soon. It's fucking dead.
I mean, RuneScape came out in 1998, so
But yeah, but that's an MMO.
it's the only MMO. It's the oldest MMO, I think, that's still running.
There's probably some asshole sitting out there on Ultima Online 1 still.
Playing it on a freaking Saturn.
Oh, apparently
that one's-
EverQuest is still running.
That one's so old they'd have to be playing it on like an Amiga.
Yeah. Or as you just said Ultima, not Fantasy Star. Or did you say Fantasy Star? I wasn't fucking paying attention enough, apparently. The hell?
They're shutting down Terra, I heard, actually.
Oh yeah, they are shutting down Terra.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
On one hand, that's a pleasant surprise because I looked at that game and I was like, oh, tits everywhere. Just what I thought would improve MMOs. On the other hand, it did sound like a really cool system, the whole thing of like big events
that
happen.
game sucked.
Yeah, I heard it did, but like I thought it was a cool idea, the system of like big events happening of crazy invasions or a god or a big dragon or something shows up somewhere in the world. And everyone gets an event like, hey, this shit's happening, brother.
Oh, yeah, no, other MMOs have done that. RuneScape had a few of them too. In fact, they had several where you could just straight up like the player base decided how the event would conclude, like which side won the event and everything, and
The
it would
fan base,
like decide the future of the world. Like,
yeah,
so
Yeah.
yeah, other
Our
MMOs have
city,
definitely done that too.
the fan base
I
decided
think
how
City,
better freaking Jason Todd gets.
What?
I think, what?
What?
That was
What's
the
What?
event
this
in
about
RuneScape.
City?
That was
What?
that was the
I'm
event
trying
in
to let
RuneScape.
Alex talk, Eddie.
No,
Just
I
no.
You need to
refuse.
hear about Jason Todd.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, City of Heroes had several events where it's like, oh, aliens are invading. So it just was constantly dropping aliens from, like, for a week, it was dropping aliens in every zone.
City of Heroes sounds like a really good MMO that I wish I had been able to experience.
Yeah, it sounded like a lot of fun. It sounded like they actually had, like, different MMO roles. It wasn't just, oh, yeah, you got your tank, your healer, and your FPS. There you go,
Yeah,
buddy.
it sounded like a better version of DC Universe Online, which
Well,
is
that's not hard.
somehow still running.
Would you believe we actually brought that up earlier when we were bringing up the list of free-to-play cross-platform games?
Huh, don't play it. I tried it
I
and
tried it too. It sucks.
there's nobody in the game. You will not find a single soul.
that's fine by
And there's
me.
like,
That's how I prefer my MMOs.
There's like
there's
5 people who play that game still.
huh,
Lord of the Rings
that
Online recently I know they recently announced that they just released a ton of paid content for free. Like the first 14 years of paid content or something like that.
that will be dead in a month.
Yeah, that'll be dead soon. But and then I don't know what other MMOs there are that are. I guess Guild Wars 2 is supposed to be one of the better MMOs out there. But
Well, of course, FF14 is just crushing it over
well,
everyone right
yeah,
now.
yeah, FF14 is obviously crushing it, but I think Guild Wars 2 still is ranked within the top 3. Let me see exactly what the top MMOs are. I'm just curious to know. Because
Well, right
MMOs, well,
now,
Lost Ark is #1 right now.
really?
Yeah, it's got like
Koreans?
it beat out Elden Ring for most concurrent players. It has like almost 2 million players usually.
Koreans?
Let's see what they have on the Steam charts now. But last I checked, it was
Koreans?
like 1.5
What
million.
game? What game are we talking about? I can look it up.
Lost
Koreans.
Ark.
Oh, Lost Ark.
Right now, it has 500,000 players on Steam. Just Steam.
It looks like Diablo.
It is MMO Diablo. Yes.
Ah, hell.
See, Marvel Heroes was MMO Diablo, and it was awesome. So why can't we just get that back?
I don't know. I preferred Marvel Heroes a lot more than Lost Ark. Lost Ark is not very good. It is
Well, Marvel Heroes,
very.
you're working with iconic, beloved characters, and on top of that, each character was a class unto itself that could still have like 3 or 4 subclasses.
Yeah. Although
Which I
Lost
know
Ark
I say that
is-
every time the game comes up, but I just need to repeat myself because that's how fucking awesome the game is. Shut up, though.
Yeah, Lost Ark still has like 30, basically 30 classes, which is about as much as Marvel Heroes had at launch.
Well, that's even if you're just talking about heroes. If you're talking about individual stuff, like Iron Man could be a tank or a support or a range
True.
damage FPS.
Yeah, Marvel Heroes definitely outclasses any other action RPG out there, except, I mean, in terms of quality, Grim Dawn is obviously the best, but in terms of sheer variety, I'd say Marvel Heroes is definitely #1 for that.
Yeah, I'd be hard pressed to think of an RPG that offered more build options than that game did.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I play mostly RPGs that are focused on having expansive build options, just because that's what I find fun in RPG games, is having expansive build options, if they're not story based, that is.
Yeah. Well, even when they are story based, like Divinity was hilarious because of the options.
Oh yeah, Divinity has great classes, and I feel like the gameplay is very solid for them as well.
Yeah. I mean,
And then
That's most of what I remember about Divinity being really fun, was just like pushing people into fires and off cliffs and shit.
You should really try Divinity 2. Divinity 2 is much,
I
much better than Divinity 1.
I do, but I want to get 4 people together.
That's true. Yeah, we would need to get 4 people together, and uh, I mean, you could probably get it on sale pretty soon with the summer
Yeah,
sale coming up.
I'll probably look into it come the summer. Right now, I'm not for certain. Like right now, I think I wanted to save up a little money because I want to upgrade some parts of my computer. At the same
Right,
time,
right,
I just found a local mom and pop used game store, and supporting local businesses feels really good, you know.
right.
And it's just nice getting old PS2 games and PS1 games because you otherwise can't get them anymore.
For sure. Unless you go on eBay and pay $60 for them, as if they just
Yeah,
released yesterday.
yeah, and I don't get to see the guy I'm paying it for, so it could be like Crackhead Supreme or something.
Yeah. If you want to get a like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, you have to go to a mom and pop store. Otherwise, you're paying north of $100 for it,
And you don't even get the DLC.
and you don't even get the DLC. Yeah.
Is that off the digital marketplace now?
Well, it's
Yeah,
fucking
they
Activision,
took
so
it. Yeah, they took it off of all of the digital marketplaces. It's off of Steam. It's off of all of the PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo stores. So you can't buy it anywhere unless you buy a physical copy.
it's like every time Activision gets a license, it's the same thing with fucking Deadpool. Flip a coin every day, and that's whether or not it's on. Deadpool's gone off the Steam store like 4 or 5 fucking times now.
Yep.
Like I have that game physically on Xbox 360. I don't like it, and I'm still halfway thinking about picking it up next time I see it on Steam, just because it's gonna go off again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Also, I
mind
would
playing
just
it
want to
because
play
yeah.
I want to play the game with mods because it actually has a very solid mod community where you can get, basically any hero you want out there.
With that simplistic of graphics, like anytime
Yeah,
you got a
yeah,
game with that simplistic of graphics, modding is really easy.
yeah, yeah. The mod communities for back in like early 2000s, I feel were the best for most games. Like Medieval 2 still to this day is. I mean, Warhammer is kind of catching up on it, but Medieval 2 still is king for sure for modded games for Total War.
Yeah, like well, Medieval, yeah, because it has that advantage of just shit graphics. Warhammer, like the thing is that by now the tools they're getting together are really getting to be really strong.
Yeah, yeah.
Soon, what is your name in Paladins?
Let me see real quick. Holy shit, I have 107 notifications in Paladins apparently since the last time I logged on.
It gives
Nice.
you a notification every single fucking time you play a match.
Yes.
Like I don't need to
Oh
know that I
wow.
picked up 50 gold.
Oh, I don't
Why why
get
have I
notified of that.
acquired a bunch of heroes and voice packs and apparently a bunch of achievements or something? I don't know what these are. Bunch of
Sounds
skins.
like
I
a
don't get
problem
it.
of riches.
Yeah.
Soon Dragon 67 is my name in Paladins.
Soon Dragon 67?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know which one it is. I sent one to one of you.
Oh yeah, is yours the gay pride flag? Is that your
Well,
profile picture?
the game says it's a
Straight
straight
ally.
ally
Yeah.
flag, but I want
Ah,
literally anything other than the default icon.
okay.
If you want, we can go with the flags. Because there's fucking nothing else in the game.
Oh, I could get bisexual pride,
Yeah.
or demisexual pride, or genderqueer pride, or
Pink killed
asexual pride, or
himself.
agender pride. Did Pink leave?
Yeah.
I
What a
need a hero declines
sexist.
a party invite. Fuck
What?
you, man.
I'm in the
Oh, I'm
menu.
gonna
I
go
didn't get the
ahead and
pop-up.
make my avatar lesbian pride. That's
Okay.
very representative of me.
Yes. Ah, yes. I bought the fucking avatar and I get a pop-up. Unlocked Ivy Sentinel's heavy SMG. Yes, I've owned this thing since I fucking downloaded the game. There we go.
Addy is now in the party.
Yeah, I just got on invite. But yeah, so I guess let's finish up with Fire Pro. Because we're still doing the
Oh,
podcast, if
yeah.
y'all remember.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I figured the whole time we were just talking about bullshit. So Sue now has an avatar for some random YouTuber that died, I guess.
Is it Finch?
I didn't even know what
No.
it was. Apparently, it's Super Esper 26. I'm repping him. Let me
Sure.
go ahead and make my
Never
avatar the
forget.
Dragon Queen.
Never forgetty.
Never forget that guy.
So yeah, Fire Pro, W.
Ripping pepperoni. Yeah, Fire Pro. Yeah, there was definitely a moment fiddling around in the menu where I had the Pat Woolley and Matt moment of just being utterly confounded with the menu, going back and forth, and oh, what the fuck am I doing? And at some point, eventually, I just go yell, "Fire Pro!"
Yeah.
There you go.
Fire Pro is great. I love it.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, even if I look up a 40-minute video on how the fuck to play, I'll still have to wrestle with the menus.
Yeah.
Because the translation is so bad, I just have to guess at what they meant. All right, I believe then we could call that a podcast.
I have
Eddie,
one
say bye.
picture.
Say
Is
bye,
there-
Eddie.
No!
Yes.
Fuck the picture!
Fuck the picture.
Soon
Fucking bullshit.
you
There
turn
you
chic
go.
Nigerian soon.
Just remember this while we play Paladins.
Oh, I will. So did Pink just die?
I guess so. He probably had to leave because of Dago.
Doggo or his internet went out?
Or both. The last
Yeah.
thing he said was no, so...
That's true.
So yeah, bye.
Man, I'm gonna have to unlock